AC, plumbing, and electric needs, call Parker.
For your Thursday, look for mostly sunny skies. Temperatures right around 115 degrees. And then for tonight, those overnight lows right around 91 with partly cloudy skies. For the Fox 10 weather experts, I'm Ty Brennan.
This report is sponsored by Brake Masters.
Open road is the one place you need to be in control at all times. There's a surprise around every corner, and Brake Masters takes that seriously. Get your vehicle in Brake Masters shape today. Download coupons and schedule an appointment from your smartphone.
Brake Masters.
Calling all sports with Roc and Manuch with Jimmy B. Proudly sponsored by On Air Sports Marketing and is powered by the injury attorneys Lerner and Rowe. In a wreck and need a check? Make one call. That's all. 602-977-1900 and always online at lernerandrowe.com. Now time for Calling All Sports with Roc and Manuch with Jimmy B on Fox Sports 910.
So are we starting to see the Diamondbacks of 2023, the so-called answer backs? Because what we saw last night, they put up 2 runs in the 7th, 2 more in the 8th, and they come back in a wild 7-5 win over the Braves at Chase. They will try to earn a split for the 4-game series tonight in downtown at the Bank. So have they done it? Are we starting to see the answer backs, boys?
I'm not going there yet.
No?
Nope, I'm not doing that yet.
Seawald's back, right?
Well, it was 1 game. That's it.
1, 2, 3.
Yeah.
Sit down, folks.
Yeah.
You know what? Fortunately, they're 1.5. They're a game and a half back of the wild card, which is amazing.
Right.
And they're chasing. They're chasing St. Louis, Atlanta, and you go. It's amazing. I think it's amazing where they're at right now with all the injuries. And to answer your question, Rock, I think we're starting to see that. Hopefully, they can win tonight and win at least 2 out of 3 against Toronto going into the All-Star break. I'll feel more comfortable at that point in time. And I think that once those individuals all start coming back, the Merrill Kellys, Montgomerys, and looking
Rodriguez,
Erod, please come back sooner or later.
I don't think
I'd
we're
like to
going
just see him.
I
think also look at the trade deadline coming up.
Yes.
2.5 weeks.
You can almost look at the fact that these 3 guys could come back right when that hits. And if that's the case, that's like making a move. They're buyers.
And I exactly. Hopefully they do, because if none of those, let's say 1 out of the 3 come back. Hopefully they come back, because you got to remember, if Kelly doesn't come back till after the trade deadline, they got to know where he's at physically. That's pretty much at the end of July. If he's pretty close to coming back, Erod's back, and there's no any more issues with Gallen with his hamstring or what have you, then you go, okay. But I think when you look at the scenario, it is as an insurance policy. If I make case, I think I go get a pitcher just in case one of those 3 doesn't come back. I mean, somebody that's pretty solid, could be a starter, long reliever. I think you'd have to go get a starter, because this whole Merrill Kelly thing with the arm issue, and then Erod, who knows what's going on. The fortunate thing is these guys have had bullpen sessions this last week. So this week, next week, and the week after the All-Star game, hopefully they'll come back.
You saw a lineup last night that was the lineup that we wanted to see, with the exception of catcher. It was the full-fledged, this is the Diamondbacks team. And on paper, it's a pretty good team. Let's just be honest. They are. They're going to hover around 500. But now that, Suarez is starting to kind of come out of his deal and Perdomo's back in the lineup, I think we're now seeing the baseball team that we were hoping to see back in April and May.
I'm with you on that, but so far Corbin Carroll's still a no-show.
But we see glimpses of
that's what we get.
Yes. But again, I think maybe we were sold a lot. I don't know what the word is with regards to what we saw last year, and that could have been just a fluke.
First time around in the major leagues,
and he killed it.
Yeah, he did.
But what if we see this again next year? Was that first year a fluke?
Well, we'll see.
I hope not.
I think pitchers have adjusted to him. He hasn't adjusted to pitching, and I think that's the sign of a great hitter.
Defensively, he's great.
Yeah, he's good.
Around the bases, he's great.
And his arm's okay. He's fast. He's a good fielder. Catches the ball, gets to the ball. His arm is okay. It's not one of the greatest arms. But you got to remember, he was the starting right fielder, guys, in the All-Star game last year. Remember that?
It's hard to believe.
It's wow, how the mighty have fallen.
Yes.
Now, I just think
I'm wondering. I mean, there are scenarios where you have one-hit wonders, right?
You do, yeah.
And I don't think that's going to be the case, but you could make a case that it could go down that road. I know people are like, "Oh, screw you, Rock," but seriously, it could easily happen.
Okay.
No, if this happens again, or if this continues all season long, and in September or October, we find out he finished the season bat 215. Okay, what is the offseason going to be? What are we going to talk? Oh, it's just a sophomore slump. Well, all right, then here we are a year from now.
Yeah.
Talking about All-Star break 2025, and he's still hovering around 215, 230.
I would think, as a matter of fact, he had the night off before last night, and he's still only 1 for 4. I would say that he might have a mulligan this year because of last year, to your point. They might say, okay, sophomore jinx, whatever. Now he's got to adjust. If he starts out slow out the gate next year with the same issues he's having right now, then I would think they'd probably have to send him down just to kind of get things straightened out. But, guys, they're paying him close to $11 million a year. I mean, he's pretty much their darling child. He's kind of their prototypical child that they want and have out in the forefront. So hopefully you're hoping. We've been saying that for how long now? Because he's been hovering around the Mendoza line all year long. So he's just got to stay hot, remain hot. As far as Suarez is concerned, I'm hoping he's sooner rather than later starting to have big games. He had a big game, 3 games ago?
3 games ago.
The home run, the bomb last night, and the double. So hopefully he can sustain that. The only thing you hate to see is a Suarez who's starting to get hot, have a 1-week break before they get back after the All-Star break.
Here's where I am on them. I commend them with all of the problems that they have had with player injuries and where they are right now. But you still have a surging Mets team. You have other teams, including teams like Cincinnati. You have teams like the Cubs. You have teams that are all right where they are. And if you fall, I think, too far behind, you're not going to be able to climb that ladder and get back. Why? Because there are so many teams that will be battling for that final playoff spot.
Well, unfortunately, that was a big win because they beat the Braves, who are the lead in the wild card. D-backs are now only 1.5 games back.
Right.
But you're right. You got the Padres in front of the Mets, and then the Cardinals. Yeah, it's going to be tough sledding in that second half. So hopefully these guys get back. Their regular rotation gets back. And then on top of that, I think when they do come back, guys, how long does it take them to get up to full speed? I mean, how long does it take? 2, 3, 4 starts? By that time, you're into mid-August, end of August. Then if you're within earshot, a game and a half or 2 games, and you got your regular rotation, you got your scenario set up in the bullpen, and you got this core group of players that are hitting the ball, or to your point, Rock, the lineup we want to see for that last month of September. I quite frankly think the last week is what Torey Lovullo and Mike Hazen are hoping, that everything comes together the last couple of weeks to get them in the wild card.
I think they need more than a couple weeks.
Yeah.
Well, but I mean, last year came down to last week before the Diamondbacks made it in.
A little bit different, I think.
And I get it. I mean,
they didn't have 3 guys on the DL.
They didn't, but I mean,
starters.
We saw glimpses the first half, second half they struggled.
Seward was great last year.
Well, he's
at the end of the year.
Yeah, he did. But I think Hazen's got some big decisions, knowing where Erod and Kelly are when that trade deadline comes around.
I want to change the subject on you because it's a pretty big deal. He's a phenom. Earlier this week, he made history by becoming the first player in Major League Baseball history to get selected to the All-Star game after being drafted. Okay, number 1 pick. I'm talking about Pirates pitcher Paul Skeens. And he shut out the Milwaukee Brewers today, no-hit them through 7 innings. Sadly, they took him out.
Yep.
And didn't allow him to finish.
Yep.
I hate baseball.
I do too.
Remember in the days, Steve Carlton, Nolan Ryan, they would be still in there.
Tom Seaver.
Yes, this is BS.
They would not allow you to take them out.
Come on.
They wouldn't allow you to take them. They'd tell the skipper, get your butt back
out. And
of
of course, the reliever already is just giving up a hit.
Oh, yeah.
And Pirates are up 1-0. I bet Milwaukee comes in, they win this game.
Good.
And he gets a no decision.
Yeah. I know if Shu were here, who's our baseball aficionado, he would come up with every metric and every this and every that.
Analytics.
And they throw so hard now that you got to take it easy on their arms. I watched Nolan Ryan on a video the other night at 68 years old, threw 85 miles an hour from the mound for an opening pitch, and his arm never fell off. I don't buy it. I hate it. I just think that we're just going. The Medway thing drives me nuts.
It
really
does. And let's see what happens here. Will Torey Lovullo start him next week? It's
I would.
Thursday.
I thought he.
Friday,
I
Saturday,
thought
Sunday,
he.
Monday. That's 5 days.
Yeah,
Well, it's going to be hard not to start Chris Sale.
I was just going to say Sale would be the guy.
But story-wise, Pirates got two guys
Yes.
on base. I mean, Brewers got two guys on base.
Yep.
You know, they're going to lose this game. And, you know, it just pisses me off because, you know, Pittsburgh Pirates, they haven't been relevant for so many years.
that is correct.
Remember, We Are Family and everything back in the day with Dave Parker. I mean, all the great players they had.
Yep.
Pittsburgh could really use a good story, and they have one. Let them go another couple innings, or at least let them
Amen.
start the 8th inning.
Amen.
Hey, this whole pitch count BS, analytics, you know, I hate it.
Hey,
Absolutely hate it.
Their arm is in phenomenal shape this time of year.
He's
Before the All-Star
21
break.
years old, right?
Exactly.
Yeah, 22 years old, whatever he is.
And to your point, Jimmy, guys used to throw on 3 days rest.
Oh,
they
sure,
go every
they
4
did.
days, and they
Yeah.
go 100 pitches plus.
I know, and I mean, I don't want us to sound like those grumpy old men when I was, you know.
No, I'm not doing
you know,
that.
I had to walk in the snow, you know,
Yeah.
2 miles
No,
to get to my
through 7. He gets a base hit.
school.
So let him finish the game. Let him. Maybe he throws a one-hitter. Look how many one-hitters Nolan Ryan threw in his
my
career.
God.
Carlton,
It was
Gibson.
10.
I mean, that's quite an accomplishment against this Brew Crew team. That's one of the tops of the National League Central.
Hey, it's Thursday. Of course, that means we're at Twin Peaks today. We're at the Tempe Twin Peaks. And coming up next week, it's Bikini Week. Their costume party at all 5 locations, featuring a bikini costume party all week and specials on all your favorite summer brews and beverages, including the 29-degree drafts. I'll keep it cool, the refreshing cocktails, and the cheap shots, all here at Twin Peaks. That's next week at all 5 locations. Coming up, our sounds of the night. Well, some D-backs for you. Donald Trump challenges Joe Biden in a golf match.
What a
and
joke.
the final seconds of my team, England, getting ready to go to the European Championship. Roc and Manuch, Jimmy B, Fox Sports 910.
Clear.
Hey, it's Jax, co-host of Take the Points, the only local sports gambling radio
Your
show.
promo, Jax.
Tune in every
You're
Saturday
famous.
from 11 to 1, live right here from the CAZ Sportsbook in Casino, Arizona. Let's cash some tickets.
Arizona's headquarters for Toyotas is Right Toyota. Hey, Rock, for my friends at Right Toyota in Scottsdale. You will always find the right deal at Right Toyota. Right Toyota has been driving Arizona's home for years with their amazing service, pricing, and great selections. I encourage you to discover the difference at Right Toyota. Make the right choice, Right Toyota, just off the 101 on Frank Lloyd Wright Boulevard, and always online at righttoyota.com. The right price, the right selection. Check out righttoyota.com.
Need an electric charger installed or a TV mounted? Contact AC Electrical Family at acelectricalfamily.com or call 602-577-1392. That's acelectricalfamily.com to book your free quote now. AC Electrical Family. Power up with the best.
There's something that binds us all. The constant hunger to improve. The obsession with every detail. And the reward of a custom fitting, taking your game to a whole new level. We're all bound by 2 words said by golfers worldwide. Schedule your fitting at Vans Golf Shops. Find your local store at worldwidegolf.com. Get there.
This is the story of the one. As a maintenance engineer, he hears things differently. To the untrained ear, everything on his shop floor might sound fine, but he can hear gears grinding or a belt slipping. So he steps in to fix the problem at hand before it gets out of hand. And he knows Grainger's got the right product he needs to get the job done, which is music to his ears. Call, click Grainger.com, or just stop by. Grainger, for the ones who get it done.
Guess what, people? Wendy's has new saucy nugs. You heard me. Wendy's nugs now come in 7 saucy flavors. Buffalo, honey barbecue, garlic parm, spicy ghost pepper. You can literally hear your taste buds after every bite. I'm serious. Listen to mine. Okay, that's just me playing with sound effects, but you got the idea. For a whole new way to nug, gotta be Wendy's.
Gotta be fresh. At participating U.S. Wendy's.
Time for today's play of the day, courtesy of Document Solutions, leading the valley in business solutions for copier and IT service. Their service can't be copied. 623-252-8282. Now let's get to the play of the day.
Let's get to the D-backs W yesterday as they won 7-5. They'll do it again tonight at the bank down in Phoenix. Let's start with Gino Suarez, his game-tying 2-run homer in the bottom of the second to make the score 2-2.
Romo down there at second with 2 outs. And a 3-2 all the way. Suarez hits a fly ball, and this one's going to go. Gino Suarez way out of here. And we are tied at 2.
Then Marte got into it. In the following inning, he had a game-tying solo dinger.
His run support has been lacking. Marte drives one way out to right center. Ketel Marte, it's gone, and we're tied. 444 feet. That's the 18th for the All-Star. Ketel Marte.
And we're tied. And there's Gino Suarez once again. This is the go-ahead RBI double that he got in the bottom of the 7th, which made the D-backs up 1-4-3 over the Braves.
Gino down the line, and Perdomo's on the run. He's headed for third, and here he comes. Eugenio Suarez makes it 4-3 Diamondbacks.
And finally, Christian Walker walks with the bases loaded, which ends up being the go-ahead run and the deciding run, as this put him up 6-5 in the 8th.
The 3-2. He's walked in the go-ahead run, and the first 4 have reached in the 8th.
And there you have it. How about that? D-backs, nice win. Again, answer back.
You know,
answer backs.
How Walker took that pitch, 3-2, I mean, just it looked like outside black. And you must have seen that outside all the way. It didn't move back in, but that's a good job. Big win for them. Only a game and a half back of the wild card, beating the Braves. And then for Sewald to come in 1-2-3 after the last 3 blown saves.
That is correct.
For him to come in there and only 8 pitches. I mean, bang, bang, bang. And those are the kind of wins I think that Torey Lovello talks about, character builders, answer backs, whatever you want to call. But I think that's one of those wins. If you can split tonight by winning and then try to get 2 out of 3 against Toronto, I think they're feeling pretty good going into the break.
So this next clip is for my my golf friends, my conservative friends. Unlike my 2 partners here, don't fit that mode golf wise.
It's okay.
Yeah, this is a stretch. This is a stretch because they don't like when I play this kind of sound. But it's sports and politics; they go hand in hand, and I thought it'd be appropriate to hear Donald Trump challenging Joe Biden to a golf match. Here it is, courtesy of TMZ.
I'm also officially challenging Cricket Joe to an 18-hole golf match right here. Woodrow Blue Monster, considered one of the greatest tournament golf courses anywhere in the world, one of the great courses of the world. It will be among the most watched sporting events in history. It'll be bigger than the Ryder Cup or even the Masters.
There's the catch.
Yeah, really.
And I will even give Joe Biden 10 strokes.
10.
That means 20 strokes in case you don't play
Oh,
golf.
God.
I will give him 10 strokes aside, and if he wins, I will give the charity of his choice, any charity that he wants, $1 million.
So let me throw this in. It's not our State 48 roofing. It's your call question of the day. Who would win? But I think that's fair. 10 strokes aside.
Yeah.
I mean, he will destroy Biden.
Oh, yeah, he would. Right now, I think that he plays golf like every other day.
Let me ask you.
Some guy's running the country, and he's playing golf. So
Okay. What did Obama do the whole time? He played more golf than any president we've ever had.
He had the weekend. He had his 5 hours on the weekend.
So Donald plays a lot, but he's not the president right now.
No, he's not.
All right,
And he
so
won't be.
yeah, I'll take that bet.
Okay.
All right, so when it comes to viewership,
Yeah.
he made a comment that it'd be one of the most viewed sporting events
Oh, sure.
ever. And you guys laughed. You chuckled.
Yeah.
Meaning that it wouldn't be.
No.
You know damn well it would
Oh,
be.
no. I'm
We
laughing.
love train wrecks.
Oh,
The reason I was laughing is because he's always about marketing something.
That's it.
It's all about kicking out. So if it's a pay-per-view or if it's over regular TV or regular cable, it'd be very interesting. I don't know how many people paid to do a pay-per-view, but
People would watch it.
Here's the thing I laughed about.
Every network's raising their hand.
Well, yeah.
Oh, yeah.
But
Can I air that?
Yeah.
But if he lost,
CW.
so if Biden did win, let's say, and he owed $1 million as charity, I just like, okay, we need you to cut that check on the spot.
Right now.
We'll clear it on the spot, and we'll send it in.
You don't think he has it?
Oh no, he's got
And
it.
he doesn't pay people off.
He just steals from
He
charities.
doesn't
That's
pay
all
the
he
charity.
does.
These guys are so blinded.
Here's what
We'll
you
see
have.
what happens in November.
Rock, you got.
Well, you know,
you got-
Joe won't be even around.
No, he won't be.
He
won't.
be,
No,
he won't be, right?
No, I don't.
So
think
who's going to run?
I have no idea.
But you don't think it'll be him?
I don't think it'll be him.
All right.
Yeah, I have no
Jimmy,
idea.
wait. The other day you were promoting
Yeah.
Biden to stay in there. Now
Yeah.
you're saying he's not going to be in there.
It's starting to come. You're starting to see.
I'm
Yeah.
starting to see the light.
Yeah, it's good. You're starting
I
to
tried
sleep
to
on
hack-
the
No, here you
right
have-
side of the bed.
No, hell no. You got
What side are you on, Jimmy?
You got a freaking crook and a felon, and who's 78 years old and is getting dementia. You got an 81-year-old.
or has?
Oh, he has it.
Yeah. Sad.
Trump has it. And then you got an 81-year-old who can't put two freaking words together. Look, I'm older than both of those dopes, and here I am doing this godforsaken radio show.
All right, about a week and a half ago when USA got upset and they get knocked out of Copa, I went on the air and I said I've adopted London, the country, England.
I was going to say
England.
London,
City of London.
You got to you got to fly into London. Yeah. So England as my team. So last night they had a match and we're going to play it. What was so cool and is if you guys probably don't know who the Killers are, but they're a very, very popular band. And they literally stopped the concert and watched the final seconds of the match and then kicked into their number one song called Mr. Brightside. It was phenomenal video, and it would have been great to be there. I can only imagine. So here's how it all went down. All right, that wasn't it.
I just started late.
I mean, imagine they stop their concert for the final minutes and they turn around on their big screen behind their set. They're showing the match.
That's cool.
And then immediately went to playing their kick-ass song that they're very well known for.
I know the song. I know it's the Killers. I mean, I know the song, but that is phenomenal. And then you're hearing that crowd in the background. I don't know. An indoor concert had to have been an indoor concert.
I think it was inside.
Yeah, and to have all those people, that is talk about pride. And then to play that song, I prefer to play that song after that victory.
It was cool, and that's the kind of stuff that I wish we had more of. Even on the local level, I do like going to concerts when you see like Dave Matthews wearing a Cardinals hat or
Right.
Suns jersey
I'm
or
with you, yeah.
guys like that. You don't see that much. You see it in bigger cities, even though we are a top 5 city when it comes to population. Then when it comes to media, I think we're 9 or 10. But you go to Philly, New York, LA, they all come out, those entertainers, sporting the local
Sure,
team
they do.
swag. I
Yeah.
think that's cool. So anyway, that thing went absolutely viral, and go England.
Well, I'll tell you what, Argentina and England going at it now.
Well,
And I think yesterday I put for your prep. Did you guys end up playing Messi's goal yesterday?
We did.
Good.
And the interesting part, because when I saw the video, he kind of kicks it in sideways. It was a shot by another player, and then it redirects off of his foot and goes in. So ironically enough, and I said this on the show yesterday, but you weren't here, Rock, so I'll repeat.
I apologize. I wasn't listening.
No, I don't. I know.
Why the hell not, Rock?
Yeah, really.
And I didn't have time to download the podcast
It's
on the
your-
iHeartRadio the app.
It's your freaking show. You
Land to
should be
play, Jimmy.
listening.
Tell him.
So at any rate, about 10 years prior to that, Argentina played in New York at that stadium, MetLife Stadium. And after that game, Messi came out and said, "This is probably my last time here."
Yeah.
And here he is.
He's still going strong.
Scoring a goal. Yeah.
Both of those tournaments that are going on, the Euro and
Yep.
the Copa, are drawing some huge huge numbers. A little bit later when we get into our sports business segment, disappointing to see some of the numbers in the NBA.
2 minutes.
And it's surprisingly the numbers in Major League Baseball. So those are some things we'll get into. Hey, our sounds of the day are always brought to you by Document Solutions. Is it time for an all-in-one wireless printer? Well, call Document Solutions of the Valley, 623-252-8282. And you get yourself or your business, maybe a small business or large, you get an all-in-one printer. What's cool about them is they can print right off your smartphone. So right now you can either buy, lease, or even rent many makes and models. Give them a call, 623-252-8282. Document Solutions of the Valley. Their service can't be copied. And when you call, ask for our good buddy Greg and say, hey, you are listening to Roc and Manuch with Jimmy B.
Did you see the unfortunate scenario that took place last night in Charlotte at the soccer tournament there? After the game was over, the team went into the stands. I think it was Colombia and Uruguay, and got in fights with fans in the stands. Apparently, they did not have a major security presence in that stadium like you think they would because of, the European and South American they're hooligans, and that's exactly what happened last night. It turned into a hooligan show.
I'm surprised because they just got MLS there. They play in that stadium.
Yes, they do.
They have the NFL Panthers in that stadium. My brother-in-law, he is a season ticket holder for that MLS.
Okay.
And my brother-in-law's father does security for the Panthers. So I didn't see that story, so I may have to give them a call after the show.
Yeah,
find out how that all went down, but that's not good.
But even to have that many guys going to the stands, would be very difficult.
Oh, man. Hey, coming up, Shohei Ohtani breaks out a very bizarre celebration after stealing second base yesterday. It went viral. We'll catch up with USA Today baseball columnist Bob Nightingale. He'll give us his thoughts, plus look ahead to the All-Star break. It's Roc and Manuch, Jimmy B, Twin Peaks.
Clear. What's trending on Fox Sports 910?
NBA Summer League for the Suns starts Saturday against the Warriors. Draft picks Ryan Dunn and Oso Ighodaro are among those on the roster. Devin Booker had 9 for Team USA in yesterday's exhibition win over Team Canada. Kevin Durant sat with a mild calf injury. They're heading to Abu Dhabi in the United Arab Emirates for Monday's game against Australia. The Mercury head into tomorrow's road clash versus Caitlin Clark in the Indiana Fever on a 3-game winning streak. The Diamondbacks take on the Braves to wrap up their 4-game set. Brandon Pfaadt draws the start. The team intends to option pitcher Slade Ciccone following yesterday's uneven performance. I'm Frank Garrity on Fox Sports 910, available everywhere on the free iHeartRadio app.
Do you ever have a case of the Mondays? You won't if you tune in to Roc and Manuch with Jimmy B from 1 till 4 as they broadcast live from the CAZ Sportsbook at the CAZ Sports Bar. That's every Monday from Casino, Arizona.
When you're hurt in a car, truck, or motorcycle wreck, LearnRail will take you from wreck to check, from crash to cash, from accident to whatever rhymes with accident. And we'll help you with all the details in between. We'll help you get to the right doctors, even if you don't have health insurance. We'll help you get your car fixed. We'll help you get your doctor bills paid. And then we'll fight with the insurance to get you every dollar you deserve. Hurt in a wreck? Call Lerner & Rowe. We're with you every step of the way.
Lerner & Rowe is the way to go. Call 977-1900.
If you haven't tried G2G protein bars, today is the day. Find them in your local Costco's refrigerated section or online at g2gbar.com. Incredible taste and packed with protein. They are perfect for your on-the-go lifestyle. Check them out today.
Twin Peaks is the best in the game. Here, your favorite drafts are poured at a frosty 29 degrees, and rare barrel-aged whiskeys are served just the way you want them. It's bigger game days and bolder fight nights. I mean, where else can you find a scratch kitchen that always comes in clutch? Every day, from lunch to late night. Only at Twin Peaks, the #1 sports bar.
Stick around after the sun sets. Twin Peaks is open really late. Wind down with bourbon and late-night bites.
Did you know your skin is the largest organ of your body? Huh? That's why you should shower with Old Spice Super Hydration Body Wash instead of plain old Bob's ready. Love your skin by super hydrating it with vitamin B3 and glorious notes of vanilla and shea. Did you know that my super hydrated skin is the second largest organ of my body? The first is my heart. Old Spice. Men have skin too. Old Spice Super Hydration Body Wash. 24/7 renewing moisture with daily use.
Sarah Spain for iHeart Women's Sports, presented by Elf Beauty. The first episode of In the Arena, Serena Williams, a new 8-part ESPN miniseries, is now available to stream on ESPN Plus, telling the story of the legendary tennis player. New episodes will drop every Wednesday at midnight Eastern until the season finale on August 28th. Serena is the host of this year's ESPY Awards, airing tonight on ABC at 8 p.m. Eastern. For more women's sports stories, subscribe to Good Game with Sarah Spain on iHeart Podcasts.
When it comes to women in sports, Elf Beauty is all about leveling the playing field. The same goes for the boardroom, where Elf is one of only 4 publicly traded U.S. companies with a board that's 2/3 women and 1/3 diverse. Learn more at elfbeauty.com.
Mahez is a .339 hitter against lefties as Ohtani goes. Ohtani
You're live.
is safe. A good throw from Stubbs. But Shohei Ohtani on another base.
Game. Ohtani gave the baseball world a lot to talk about. As with 2 outs in the opening frame, he stole second base and had a very odd celebration at the end, where he basically is getting up and he took his batting glove off and shook it between his legs. And it didn't quite look that good. Some people think it was inappropriate, what have you, but I don't know if that's the case. But I am curious, as Bob Nightingale joins us, who is with USA Today, of course, columnist, and he's seen a lot in baseball. But are people just looking for something to talk about right now before the All-Star break there, Bob?
Yeah, I mean, I see all kinds of things I've never seen before, but knowing Ohtani, he'd be the last guy to do something like that deliberately. So it was not intentional, believe me.
It's just so funny how social media just kind of took that to a whole nother level. But anyway, so hey, thanks for joining us. We always appreciate your time. With the All-Star break coming, first of all, with what happened today in Pittsburgh with Paul Skeens. He went 7 full innings, no hitter. Is this kid on a pitch count? I mean, is that the only reason why they took him out?
Yeah, he's 107 is his career high. This is 11 starts.
Okay.
Obviously, very careful with him. I think they want to take it out of the manager's hand in the sense that say he had a no hitter after 8 innings with about 110, 112 pitches. Then they don't want him to go over 120. So it's like, you know what? let's pull him early so it doesn't look really bad.
So when you watch Skeens, Bob, I mean, does he remind you of anybody in particular? Because this kid brings it, and just as far as his strikes are concerned, he's around the plate each and every pitch. What does he remind? Who does he remind you of, or how impressed are you with this young guy?
It reminds me like of a Dwight Gooden or a Pedro Martinez. And just his poise, and he's always in the strike zone. He's not wild at all. He knows what he's doing. Very mature guy, obviously, being at Air Force Academy. So, yeah, it reminds me of those guys. I know people like to bring Strasburg, but I think he's more dominant pitcher than Strasburg, at least at this stage.
And with that all being said, and before we move on to this All-Star, anybody in particular surprise you that they made the All-Star team, and somebody that surprised you that did not make the All-Star team, i.e. Christian Walker, for example?
Yeah, I think, Pete Alonso probably played it smart. He says, hey, you want me for the All-Star home run derby? I need to be an All-Star. Well, the Mets had no other players in the home run derby. It's probably the weakest it's been in since it's ever started. They say, you know what? We want Alonso. So we're going to pass up a Nemo, pass up Lindor, and grab and take Alonso instead. So so you still couldn't have picked Walker. You still had to have one Met.
Yeah.
So that's the thing. I still think Walker's on the very short list if someone goes down, but we'll see. We'll see about Harper. I mean, he's the guy who's kind of playing every other day now, and I think he would sit it out. But he's never been on the field as an All-Star for the Phillies. So I think it's important to him that he plays.
I'm real curious with the way that the wild card is playing out. By the way, along with the pitch clock and the extra wild card, it has made baseball so much more entertaining, at least personally for me, Bob, that all of these teams that are now chasing that wild card spot we were just doing a quick count. There's like 7 or 8 of them that are all bunched together within about 3 games. Is this the best thing that could have happened for Major League Baseball?
I'm not sure. I mean, you call it mediocrity or you call it parity.
Okay.
There's so many teams that are in it, and normally you say, so what if you're in it? You get a free T-shirt, free cap out of it. But because of what the Diamondbacks did last year, being the last team in and going to the World Series, I think it gives every fan base and every team hope. Like, well, the Diamondbacks can get to a World Series, maybe we can too. Just get into the tournament.
So in saying that, they're a game and a half back, and fortunate where they with all the injuries that they had, especially with their staff, and hopefully they can beat Atlanta tonight, get 2 out of 3 against Toronto. With their situation and the trade deadline was 2.5 weeks away, what are some of the things that Mike Hazen? I believe he's going to be a buyer, Bob. I really do. But from that pitching staff, whoever can come back or does come back, what is he going to have to evaluate on the Kellys and Erods of the world? And Montgomery's, I think he'll be back sooner rather than later, that he's going to have to make a decision whether he goes after a pitcher or a hitter.
Well, I think if they buy, it's very modest. I think they pretty much stay pat. They're not going to sell. I know teams want Walker who won it, but I think they stay pat. Maybe go get another reliever. There's enough relievers in the market. There's hardly any starters on the market. I mean, there's no starter really out there that you're going to say is going to be better than a healthy Kelly. We'll see how Rodriguez pitches. It's been, he's been pitching almost a year now. And, in that sort of thing. But you can always use back-end relievers. That being said, everybody's looking for back-end relievers. So it wouldn't surprise me at all if the Diamondbacks don't do anything. Just there's not a whole lot of surplus out there. I mean, there's no Juan Soto's out there. There's no, Justin Verlander's out there. And there's not a player out there. You say, oh, we get this guy. He's going to, immediately lift us over the top.
And Bob, I think it was you or several others reporting that bullpen sessions for Kelly and Erod have been happening. Sounds like Montgomery's getting close. Sounds like he'll come back soon after the All-Star break. Where are those 2 individuals at? We're hearing either early August, mid-August, and Erod's just the mystery for all D-back fans.
Yeah, I mean, there's a lot of teams that didn't want to touch Erod after what happened, in Detroit and turning down the Dodgers. It was just a funny situation there. So, but him missing that much time, barely pitching in spring training, and what are you going to get when he comes back? It's not like when you get a guy that pitches 7 or 8 innings. I think Kelly's got a better chance to be more of a dominant pitcher than Rodriguez. And it takes a toll. I mean, look at Montgomery missing spring training. I do believe he'll be better second half. He's much better pitcher than he's shown. So he'd be a big influence. But, I don't see him going getting another starter. I really don't.
USA Today's Bob Nightingale here on Fox Sports 910. Bob, as you look at the National League and you look where the Diamondbacks are, looking in your crystal ball, what is a team right now that you feel may have a really good second half that could give Diamondbacks a little bit of trouble unless they go on a big run?
Well, San Francisco Giants are kind of the same situation as the Diamondbacks. Okay. They got a lot of pitchers coming back. Blake Snell, same thing, missed all of spring. He's been a disaster, but he's about to come back. Alex Cobb is about to come back. The former D-back, that young winner, Robbie Ray, is coming back. So they got a bunch of guys coming, that's going to help them. San Diego, they need Yu Darvish to come back. They need Joe Musgrove. They really hit a nosedive here. They're not the same team. So, but I would think the Giants would be a team you really watch out for. Cubs are certainly playing better right now. Pittsburgh, I still think they're a year away, but when you see what Skeens is doing and Jones and the young guys, it's impressive.
Bob, a couple teams are scuffling right now. The Dodgers, they've lost 6 out of 10. The Yankees, same boat, pretty much losing. They've lost 7 out of the last 10. You look at those 2 teams, we know they're going to be around. But right now, what are some of the things you're not seeing in the Yankees and not seeing in the Dodgers we typically do heading into the All-Star break?
Well, the Dodgers remind you a lot of last year's team. They kind of went to the playoffs. They had no pitching. I never thought they were going to get past the first round, no matter who they played. And right now, Glasnow's on the injury list, but that's a short-term thing. He'll be fine. But what's Yamamoto going to do when he gets back? Rocky Buehler hasn't been the same guy. No idea what Clayton Kershaw brings. And that bottom of the lineup has been atrocious, very top-heavy. They also shows you what Mookie Betts means. He's not the same without him. And the Yankees side, it's just weird. They had the second-best ERA in baseball before Garrett Cole came back. Cole comes back, and they've been terrible. One of the worst pitching rotations. So I think they'll definitely get some help there, bullpen rotation. Unlike the Diamondbacks, if you're the Dodgers or the Yankees, anything less than a World Series appearance is a bitter disappointment.
Hey, before I let you go, at the break, All-Star break, who's your MVP in the American League, MVP in the National League, just off the top?
I got to go Aaron Judge in the American League. He's just too valuable for that team, and he's still putting up massive numbers. So I think Judge in a runaway at the moment. National League a lot closer. You hate to give it to a DH just being one-dimensional, but Ohtani's right there. I'll maybe give him a slight nod over Marcell Ozuna of Atlanta and Mookie Betts. Although I will say when Betts was hurt, I thought he was still the MVP.
Wow. Hey, we know you're going to be busy over the next week with the All-Star break. It's not a break for you, that's for sure. So thanks for jumping on with us this week. We always appreciate your time.
Sure, my pleasure. Take care, guys.
Bob Nightingale, USA Today columnist. Been there a long time, and he's brought to you today by All City Towing. As they're hiring, they're the largest towing company in the state. They got dispatchers, call takers, a lot of tenants, drivers, customer service personnel. Those are all jobs that need to be filled. They got great benefits, a healthy 401k, employer match, employer-paid life insurance, and monthly fuel allowances. So if you're ready to take your career to that next level, visit allcitytowing.com. That's All City Towing, where your future is on the move. Hey, we are out here at Twin Peaks, and we'll get into our football at 50. You'll hear from Deion Sanders, and something happened on this day 30 years ago that affected most of us that love sports. It's Roc and Manuch, Jimmy B, Fox Sports 910.
Clear. Does your standard amount of bucks not cut it?
Time to line your pockets with Bonus Bucks.
Fat stacks of cash.
Be listening every weekday for your chance to win $1,000.
Oh my God.
Sponsored by Lerner and Rowe Injury Attorneys.
Hey, Arizona, it's your local accident attorney, Kevin Rowe. Results matter, so we want to help you win $1,000. Powered by Lerner and Rowe Accident Attorneys, where we treat you like family. In a wreck, need a check? Call Lerner and Rowe today at 977-1900.
Join the team at the largest towing company in the state, All City Towing. We're hiring dispatchers, call takers, lot attendants, drivers, and customer service personnel. Enjoy benefits like the state's most advanced towing equipment, set work schedules, a healthy 401k, employer match, health benefits, employer-paid life insurance, and a monthly fuel allowance. Ready to take your career to the next level? Visit us at allcitytowing.com. All City Towing, where your future is on the move.
Is it time for an all-in-one wireless printer with tons of connectivity options? With Document Solutions of the Valley, you can buy, lease, or rent models that work off of your smartphone. Call 623-252-8282. Document Solutions of the Valley. Our service can't be copied.
A homeowner just like you.
Hey.
Decides to fix his roof.
Okay.
He backs up his truck, ties one end of the rope to the bumper and the other to himself.
Smart.
He's working on the back side of the roof until...
What? Wait, no.
Yes, Dad was in tow.
Ooh, was he hurt?
A few bruises and his pride.
Save yourself with State 48 Roofing, offering maintenance, repairs, and replacements. Of course, licensed, insured, and bonded. From residential to commercial. State48roofing.com.
Upper Crust Pizza and Patio Wine Bar on the southeast corner of Cave Creek and the 101. Happy hour 7 days a week, 4 to 7, with $5.50 house wines and well drinks, $4.75 drafts, plus tons of food specials. Upper Crust Pizza and Patio Wine Bar.
Hey sports fans, celebrate every big game with El Bandito Yankee, an ultra-premium tequila made from 100% blue rubber agave in the highlands of Jalisco. Their certified additive-free Blanco and Reposado feature a unique oxygenation process for a rich smoothness without that tequila burn. That's why they won platinum and gold medals and are now listed as one of the world's top tequilas by Rolling Stone. Head over to your local store, favorite bar, or restaurant and enjoy. Go to elbanditoyankee.com and break out the Bandito with the official tequila of game day.
What's that sound? That's the sound of Downy Unstoppable scent beads going into your washing machine and giving your clothes freshness that lasts all day long. There it is again. It's like music to your ears, or more like music to your nose. That freshness is irresistible. Let's get a Downy Unstoppables bottle shake. And now a sniff solo. Nice. Get 6 times longer lasting freshness plus odor protection.
Hey, do you want this Dion sound coming back, or do you want to toss to it?
Give your engine the attention it deserves with the advanced formulation of Napa Full Synthetic Engine Oil. It delivers faster oil flow for superior temperature protection in the harshest conditions. Defends against sludge and buildup while keeping your engine running cleaner, longer, and improves fuel efficiency by reducing friction, helping you stay at peak performance mile after mile. Try Napa Full Synthetic Engine Oil today. Available now at Napa locations nationwide.
It's a Twin Peaks Thursday. Back to Roc and Manuch with Jimmy B. Broadcasting live from one of the 5 Valley Twin Peaks on Fox Sports 910 and the iHeartRadio app.
Let's get your life.
The football story trending right here with Roc and Manuch with Jimmy B. on Fox Sports 910 and the iHeartRadio app.
Big 12 Media Days in Las Vegas. And, of course, with the addition of ASU and U of A, Colorado and Utah. We all know Deion Sanders loves the attention, loves the media. For the last 4 decades, he has always enjoyed the stage. And no different yesterday as he took stage at Allegiant Stadium. And at first, he was basically saying he needed more energy, in that if it was a church, because it was really quiet, he'd get up and walk out right now, which makes some sense. But, he doesn't fight the media attention. He enjoys it. So I thought it would be appropriate for football at 50 to, let you hear what Deion said about the expectations he faces as the Colorado Buffalo head coach.
Do you feel an obligation with whom you are to perform at a higher level or coach at a higher level?
Yeah, yes. I'm judged on a different scale. My wins are totally different than your wins. Your wins, you just judging football. That's why I have to start out and give you education and academics and so forth. I have to give you those things so you understand there's a greater scope. I can't win 9 games and our GPA suffers. Our GPA can't be high, but we lose another 8 games. We can't not go and grab high school players and you got a bunch of guys in the portal, out of the portal that's getting incarcerated. My wins are different. We have to win in every area. That's the way we're judged. And I'm cool with that because we come a little different.
I'm buying it.
Yeah, well, I am too, but he won 4 games last year.
Well, yeah, but
give me a break.
But before that, they won none. So if he gets to a bowl game this year, once again, that's another quantitative leap.
They were
in a win for him, as you just said.
Yeah, and they were the scrap heap, to your point, Jimmy,
they were
for many years.
Terrible.
And he's not going to back down from the expectations. He knows, hey, if he puts it out there, he'll back it up. He's not afraid to back it up. He's not afraid to put that out there. Talked about some of the guys that got out of the portal have been incarcerated. They got to deal with a lot of the stuff that's out there. And I think people not there. It's like, well, where's that bravado coming from? Well, if you haven't seen Deion Sanders' entire life, that's just how he operates. And he expects a lot out of his players.
He does.
So Fox has announced their broadcast team for the upcoming NFL football season. This is just BS. It's just a bunch of crap because I think Greg Olsen and Kevin Bernhardt were a phenomenal number 1.
Agree.
But because of Tom Brady, he has bumped Greg Olsen to number 2. So it'll be Kevin Burkhardt and Tom Brady as the number 1. You won't see him much because they won't be calling any Cardinal games because Cardinal guys get Chris Myers and Mark Schlereth, which is number 6.
You get Mark Sanchez.
Mark Sanchez and Adam Eamon, whatever his name is.
Sam Rosen, Steve Berline.
You get guys like me.
So here's the list of pairings. It's going to go Kevin Burkhardt, Tom Brady, Joe Davis, who's phenomenal, Greg Olson. Then it's Adam Eamon and Mark Sanchez. Kenny Albert, who I think is phenomenal.
Sure he is.
He's with Jonathan Vilma at number 4. Kenny Kugler, who's phenomenal, and Daryl Johnson, who was way up there for so many years. He's dropped to 5. Remember Chris Myers used to be the top dog too?
Yes, was, yeah.
He's now number 6 with Mark Schlereth. So great group, let's just be honest. But I'm anxious to see how Tom Brady will do as a color commentator on Fox.
Do you think that it will be bad, or do you think that it will be good? And then I'll give you my opinion.
I think, it's not fair to ask me because I can't stand Tom Brady.
Oh, that's
so
I
I'm going to
forgot
say
about
it's
that.
bad.
Okay.
However, this last year he has been doing a lot of public speaking.
Correct.
He's been out in the public. He's always been great, post-game interviews, things like that. He's fine, but I don't think you should put him in the number 1. But when you're making $300 million, that's why he's number 1.
Yeah, they have no choice. I really like Greg Olson. I thought he did an outstanding
he's phenomenal.
job. He's a great job.
And he knows it.
I think with Brady, it's just going to depend on how he delivers the information folks want to hear. He doesn't get too technical. And I heard the test broadcast he had. And just, Olson was very succinct. Matter of fact, got into it. I think that the sample size, we'll know after the first 6 or 7 games kind of what kind of a background or what kind of a format he wants to present.
I think he's going to be good. I think he's going to be much better than people believe. And, Rock, look, there are a lot of guys that are like you who are Brady haters, and I get that.
I don't hate anybody.
Well, no, but you know what I mean, because he played for the Pats and won all those
no, he could have played for the Cardinals. I still not like him. Didn't matter who he played for.
Rock is envious of Tom Brady.
He is
jealous.
He is a
Very
jealous.
Good-looking guy.
But
had a hot wife. Making all that money.
But you think about
those rings.
A lot of those the non-Cowboy fans and Tony Romo got in the booth. I mean, he was like, wow, he's calling stuff and telling you what's going to happen as it actually happens. That's unique. So it seems as though as long as Brady doesn't have some kind of a gimmick to kind of reel you in or whatever.
I don't think he's going to be gimmicky.
He's going to be just fine.
I do too.
He's very well spoken.
Yeah.
He's got so many Super Bowls. He knows the game. He's played for over 20-some years. Just a matter of how he articulates that in a broadcast.
One more football story. Yeah, it will be fine. Some more details are coming out now on the ongoing lawsuit between Cardinals rookie Marvin Harrison Jr. and Fanatics. The term sheet was made public yesterday, which outlined the agreement between these two parties. Harrison was set to earn just over $1 million between April of this year through March of 2026. Now, he needed to hand over game-worn jerseys, and he had to sign something like 35,000 autographs to this sports memorabilia company. So he's now tagged with a lawsuit for breach of contract, which this was back in May. Yeah. So I'm anxious to see how this all comes out. I was fortunate to get to meet him in person on July 4th, and really nice, low-key guy. I think he's really excited to be here. I asked him, I'm like, so where you living? He's like, oh, somewhere over here. I'm like, Scottsdale? He's like, yeah, I think it's Scottsdale. Like, okay.
He's still trying to figure it
out.
Talk
about learning the lay of the land.
Yeah.
You know what? It's interesting. 35,000 autographs he's supposed to turn as part of the deal.
Mitch, you were lucky to sign 5.
I haven't signed 35,000 in 10 lifetimes. Are you kidding me?
And you still have that Sharpie in your pocket.
And it still works. It's fresh. But you wonder why he would not hand over the jersey and not hand over the autographs. That's $1 million.
Yeah.
So unless there's something there to be said about that, there's the fine print. We don't know about it. For a lot of folks like us, is sign the autographs, turn them over, sign your jerseys, turn them over, and
it doesn't have
$1 million.
Doesn't have something to do with the NFL and their rules.
Well, if that's what it is, I mean, he should have known that before he signed this. He
something
was
to do with
to go
the
to the NFL,
CBA, or I don't know.
I don't know.
Hey, one more on this day, 37 years ago, Bo Jackson, someone that Manuch and I and Jimmy B had the fortunate opportunity to co-host a Super Bowl party with him and Doug Flutie just 2 years ago, which was an absolute treat for us to meet Bo Jackson. But on this day, he signed with the LA Raiders as he was playing with the Kansas City Royals. And that's what all started the whole Bo Knows ad campaign. How about that?
You know what?
1987.
Yep. You know what he said during the press conference? He said, well, I'm playing for the Kansas City Royals, but I'm signing this contract with the Los Angeles Raiders just for football as a hobby. As a hobby.
You know, you
That's
talk
what he
about
said.
also on this day, I heard it on a national program today, and I don't remember it. Do you remember I can't remember what the year was, but he made this unbelievable catch where he ran up onto the outfield wall.
Oh, yeah, it's in Kansas City.
It
yes.
made that unbelievable catch.
Yeah, he makes the catch. It's a line drive into left center field. Bo takes off, spears the ball with his glove hand, and is about 3 feet from the wall. So you think he's going to hit the wall? He runs up the wall and runs down.
I got to look it up. I heard that national guy talk about it today, and I was like, I got to look it up. I missed it.
You can't believe
it.
No,
I remember it. I just haven't seen it in 20 years.
Yeah.
Hey, we got to get going here. G2G, want to thank them, Protein Bars, for sponsoring this segment. Go to g2gbar.com. You can also check out the refrigerator section in Costco. That's the only place you can get them locally. They got 8 flavors, including my personal, the peanut butter banana chocolate. So go to the refrigerator section at Costco or go to g2gbar.com. Coming up now, we will get into some of the top stories today. Talk some ASU football with Chris Cartman as he was at Media Days. And we have to talk about this idiot. I shouldn't say that. I take that back. This gentleman who wrote a story and thinks that college football's Mount Rushmore, Pittsburgh, is number 1. I don't know what. I think it's legal there.
You'll see why.
Fuck.
Roc and Manuch with Jimmy B has been sponsored by On Air Sports Marketing.
You ever have a case of the Mondays? You won't if you tune in to Roc and Manuch with Jimmy B from 1 till 4 as they broadcast live from the CAZ Sportsbook at the CAZ Sports Bar. That's every Monday from Casino, Arizona.
Over the years, Lerner Rowe has helped over 150,000 injured people recover billions of dollars for their injuries and over $1 billion in the last 5 years alone. What does that mean to you when you're looking for an attorney to handle your personal injury case? That means that Lerner Rowe is a law firm that not only has experience, but the proven results to recover money for your injuries. The insurance companies know which attorneys won't put up a fight. When you call us, we call them, and they know they have to pay.
Lerner and Rowe is the way to go. Call 977-1900.
Life's a sprint. Meet G2G Protein Bars. Grab and go fuel for the office, links, and daily grind. Score an 8-pack at Costco or explore flavors at g2gbar.com. Quick, delicious, power-packed G2G Protein Bars. Setting your pace.
The free iHeartRadio app has over 100 commercial-free stations waiting for you right now. Like Alt 2K.
Don't wanna be an American idiot.
Just search Alt 2K and listen now on your free iHeartRadio app.
Radio.
Free never sounded so good.
Did you know your skin is the largest organ of your body? Huh? That's why you should shower with Old Spice Super Hydration Body Wash instead of plain old bar soap. Love your skin by super hydrating it with vitamin B3 and glorious notes of vanilla and shea. Did you know that my super hydrated skin is the second largest organ of my body? The first is my heart. Old Spice. Men have skin too. Old Spice Super Hydration Body Wash. 24/7 renewing moisture. With daily use.
Hello, Phoenix. We have some exciting news. Local high school sports has a new home right here on Fox Sports 910 a.m. The Coach B and Eternal radio show can now be heard right here on Fox Sports 910 every Sunday morning at 6:30 a.m. Don't miss it.
In this week's Marketers Report, we learn about the value of local influencers in uncertain times from Allison Griffin, head of marketing at State Farm.
The economy is tough for everyone, and taking a step back and understanding the pain that your customers are currently going through because of a tough environment is really important. We have 19,000 agents across the country, and they understand what's going on in those very unique communities. iHeart has such a broad broadcast reach that is local, connected, and for us to be able to touch customers with a local feel but at a national scale is so efficient and important for us.
As the #1 audio company, iHeartMedia gives marketers access to all, from national to local. Every audience, live conversations, trusted influencers, and the insights and data you need to grow. Not just a media company, iHeartMedia is your access company. If you're a marketer, go to iHeartResults.com.
Joe Brown here with Access Law Group.
If you were hurt in an accident, find us on the web at accidentlawgroup.com.
Broadcasting from the Rappy Law Group Studios. This is KGME Phoenix, KDSC HD3 Phoenix. Listen on the free iHeartRadio app, the exclusive audio home of NBC's coverage of the 2024 Paris Olympics.
The D-backs take on the Braves as they wrap up their 4-game series. Brandon Falk draws the start. The team intends to option pitcher Slade Ciccone following yesterday's uneven performance. NBA Summer League for the Suns starts Saturday against the Warriors. Draft picks Ryan Dunn and Oso Iguodala are among those on the roster. Devin Booker had 9 for Team USA in yesterday's exhibition win over Team Canada. Kevin Durant sat with a mild calf injury. They're heading to Abu Dhabi in the United Arab Emirates for Monday's contest against Australia. The Mercury with a 3-game winning streak. They get Caitlin Clark in the Fever tomorrow. I'm Frank Garrity on Fox Sports 910. Available everywhere on the free iHeartRadio app.
Now your chance to win $1,000. Just enter the nationwide keyword green at FoxSports910.com. That's green at FoxSports910.com.
This is the Parker & Sons Weather Center. For all your AC, plumbing, and electric needs, call Parker.
For your Thursday, look for mostly sunny skies. Temperatures right around 115 degrees. And then for tonight, those overnight lows right around 91 with partly cloudy skies. For the Fox 10 weather experts, I'm Ty Brennan.
This report is sponsored by Allstate. Wish you could save on home insurance? With Allstate, you could easily save and get quality protection. Yep, it's a win-win. So what are you waiting for? Check Allstate first for a quote today. You're in good hands with Allstate.
Roc and Manuch with Jimmy B is sponsored by On Air Sports Marketing. Calling all sports with Roc and Manuch with Jimmy B. Proudly sponsored by On Air Sports Marketing and is powered by the injury attorneys Lerner and Rowe. In a wreck and need a check? Make one call. That's all. 602-977-1900. And always online at lernerandrowe.com. Now time for Calling All Sports with Roc and Manuch with Jimmy B. On your live Sports 910.
Breaking news. Travis Kelce, Taylor Swift talking about marriage. What? Let's talk about that. 602-260-9191. I read 7 minutes ago. Report. Yeah. Come on. What else can we talk about in the offseason?
That he's going to finally close that deal. She only makes like
What do you
$1
mean
billion.
finally? They've been just started dating.
Well, and he.
I don't recommend it. I think
they
they need to date at least a year.
at least a year.
You know, I mean, they're in that little baby stage, that lovebird stage. You know, the first 6 months. You know, we all know that in dating.
Yeah.
It's like, it's great. But once 6 months hit, man,
Yeah,
dude,
right in the toilet.
Is this
you're looking at your phone.
Is this Rock's man vice early?
Yeah.
So they've been
6 years.
They've been dating for 9 months and 1 week.
Okay. So maybe it's that 9 month mark now. Maybe I'm out of it. You know, I'm in my 50s. It's kids in their 20s and 30s.
Well,
maybe it's 9 months.
Think about this. I mean, he might retire. He might in 2 years. You know, and he's got Taylor Swift as his lovely bride. She's only making $1 billion a year. He can help her out, do whatever. I mean, she's pretty much going to be that that bread maker, the breadwinner after he retires. Not that he's going to need the money per se.
What's it?
I mean,
yeah.
But he figures,
look what his brother's doing. I mean, they're doing podcasts. They're doing these, television shows. They're doing all kinds of cool stuff.
You don't think they had enough time to kind of the good, the bad, and the indifferent? You can weigh the pros, outweigh the cons. It's usually about a good year when you finally start to figure somebody out, who they are, what they are. Hell, I dated Lori for 5 years, engaged a year, and we've been together for 11 years, and I think she still likes me to that point.
I find that hard to believe.
Yeah, I did too.
Yeah.
I think
I feel sorry for me.
Yeah, there's nobody else around. So, hey, D-backs had a nice win yesterday, 7-5. We discussed a little bit in the first hour that this team has some similarities now of what we saw last year, where they would come back late in games. And the answer backs, that was one of the tags that they had, and maybe that is the case now. It's too premature at this point, but hey, I would rather talk about that than talk about the fact that this team is in the cellar and losing bunches of games. One thing I will say this year, depends on how you look at it, but it has been somewhat of a roller coaster ride watching this team. But they're still one of those teams where you still want to tune in the 6th, 7th, 8th inning because there's that opportunity of them coming back.
Well, yeah.
Whereas years past, you would all right, let me switch over.
Yeah. Yeah, there was that time. It was brutal to watch. They'd lose like 18 out of 20, 18 out of 21. But now I think with this lineup, I mean, as far as hitting is concerned, aside from Corbin Carroll, I think they got a real solid lineup. Suarez starting to come around, get the power and the consistent hitting out of him. But again, if they can, they're only a game and a half back, guys, out of the wild card, which is good. But there's 8 teams within 3 games of that wild card, so they're going to need to bolster up and get some guys back if they're going to maintain this kind of, what does Torey Lovella call it, holding serve until those guys get back. And if they do get back, the Merrill Kellys, the Erods get back, hopefully they do. If not, Mike Hazen's got to make a determining factor in the next 2.5 weeks at the trade deadline, whether he's a buyer or seller. I think he's a buyer.
He's a buyer.
But he's got to have a pretty good feel of if is Erod coming back. I think Kelly will come back. Montgomery's going to be coming back, they say, within the next 2 weeks. All these guys have had bullpen sessions, which is good. But can they come in there and get 5-6 innings and become playoff-bound type pitching that last month? It's going to take a good 4 weeks for them to get back in sync.
Here's where I am on all of this, because I think a lot of people believe that when those guys do indeed come back, they're going to take off like a rocket. I think the only guy that you really can depend on will be Merrill Kelly, to be honest with you. I mean, what have we seen?
Zach Gallen, you still don't think you
No, Zach Gallen.
He's
but
back. Guys coming back. Okay.
Yeah. Just guys
Zach just
coming
got back.
Yes,
just got back.
He did. But I think Kelly will be the guy. And then the other two, after what I saw from Montgomery, it's a freaking coin flip.
Yeah,
you don't know what you're going to get from Rodriguez. Nothing.
Nobody. It's going to be a long summer. It already is. We'll have to see what happens at the trade deadline. But it'd be nice if these 3 guys do come back.
Correct.
I mean, that's like they were buyers, and they got 3 new starters or 3 starters that can help make this team work. Some national stories that are making some noise outside of Kelsey's. Yep, get it? Kelsey's.
I get it.
Travis Kelce. Bill Belichick officially has a new side hustle or a hustle. It's not the 24-year-old.
It's not the 24-year-old? Okay.
They announced this morning that he will join Ryan Clark, Chad Johnson, as in Chad Ochocinco, and Chris Long on Inside the NFL this fall. Love it.
Yeah, you got one of the
I
best.
love Chris. I like Chris Long.
Yeah,
awesome.
they do. And you think of Clark. I think Clark does a great job.
Yep.
Haven't seen Chad Johnson too much. Now he's back to Chad Johnson. He's not Ochocinco anymore.
Correct.
He's doing a lot of podcasts.
Yeah,
he is all over the place. He's doing other sports too.
I think that the brevity comes from Bill Belichick. He kind of lays it out there, what's going on here and there, and those guys have got some strong opinions as to what they're doing. Chris Long, you're right, does a great job. I like that foursome right there as far as bringing in one of the greatest coaches of all time that can talk about a lot of things that a lot of people don't see. And I think that's what's needed. I love Ryan Clark because he'll go out there. He'll put that opinion out there about what's going on and what's not going on. And then Chad Johnson, I haven't seen enough or heard enough to figure out where he's all about, where he's at from the offensive standpoint.
Sean Burrows.
Yeah.
You guys remember Sean?
Yes.
Came out today. He's former Diamondback for a short time. He was Team USA, unbelievable baseball player.
Great player.
When he passed away,
Yep.
and they finally came out and said he died of fentanyl intoxication.
Yeah.
I mean, this guy played 4 teams in the bigs, was a household name, if you remember, Little League World Series in 92 and 93. And it just came out that the Los Angeles County Medical Examiner said that it was fentanyl.
Yeah, he struggled for many, many years. I know is that Jeff Burrows, the former catcher and manager, I guess to try to get his life back on track. He came back to the house. It was interesting, the story behind him. And the dad said, look, here's the house rules. You have to get your life straightened out. And he made the comeback. And it sounds as if, he might have slipped again. And they found him out there
parking lot, Long Beach,
where his kid was playing a baseball game out there.
He had just dropped him off.
Yeah.
Unbelievable. It's just a sad
43.
But he was like the Little League World Series hero for 2 years back. He was that big kid.
Yep.
As I recollect, he was.
Was he the guy that said I hit dingers?
No.
Okay.
No, it's a different.
You remember
kid.
that? Remember
Yeah,
that?
That was Big Al.
Big Al. That's right. Good job. That was hilarious.
It was great. The kid was great.
I just hit dingers.
They call me Big Al, and I hit dingers.
Yeah, he hit one like way beyond the berm.
He did.
of center. But a very, very sad story that here's this kid with so much talent, but just got hooked on drugs, cleaned himself up, and get back on it. And with fentanyl, I mean, you never know. So, folks, tell your kids, they're at parties or whatever, just walk away if that stuff's been breaking out. Because even the smell, what I found out too, talking to some of the Phoenix PD, the smoke itself, if you inhale it, ingest it, it could kill you as well too.
Wow.
That's how lethal some of this fentanyl is.
It's like, hey, let's try fentanyl. When you see everything on the news, social media, if you have a phone, you're seeing it on any social media platform how bad it is. But there's so many dumbasses out there that want to try it.
And most police.
Did you say I agree or three?
Three. Most officers and a lot of the ambulance, they will carry the Narcan with them if they suspect any fentanyl. They'll put it right in your heart right now. They tried to go ahead and with the mouth-to-mouth and defibrillator. Did they not know? They thought it was a heart attack. Now it comes out it was a fentanyl overdose. Unfortunate for that young man. Hell of a player.
Really, I mean, it's just unfortunate you keep hearing these stories and think, at 43 years old.
But the thing that shocked me when you talk to these guys is that if you touch it, that's why you see so many of them come on these scenes in these drug-infested areas with gloves on and masks on so they don't ingest it or they touch it. Because there's been a few police officers that have handled it, and they've gone into respiratory issues, and they'll have the Narcan right there where they'll pop that right in your heart.
Right.
And they've saved many police officers' lives with that situation. So stay away from it. If you got your kids that are out there, tell them to stay away from it, period.
Hey, we will discuss a little bit later the NBA. Sick how big it is. Just absolutely sick, but it's not quite a done deal yet. We'll catch up with Rick Horo at 3 o'clock to discuss that. Your thoughts on this, gentlemen? The NCAA today announced that Indianapolis will host the 2026 Division II, Division III men's basketball championship, along with the semifinals and the finals of the NIT. And it's the home of the Final Four. Is that good for the sport to have everything in Indianapolis the same weekend?
I don't know. That's kind of.
It's going to be crowded.
Is that an antitrust violation? I mean, think about that.
They're going to use, of course, Lucas Oil. That's the big stadium to host the Final Four.
Yep.
They'll use Cambridge, which is a field house there, for the D1, D3 championship games. The NIT will be played at Butler's Hinkle Field House, which is pretty cool.
Yeah.
And this will be now. The NCAA did something similar where they had 3 men's basketball championships back in 2013. I don't remember it. Atlanta. Can this work? Is it good for the sport? Now, they're going to get all this exposure, but I'm sorry. It'll be probably too much where you want to go. You can't see anybody because there's too many games, and they probably run at the same time.
Well, and I was
likely.
Wouldn't you want to spread some of the love with some of the towns, some of your top basketball towns as well?
In Indianapolis?
If there's a city that is built for this particular situation, it is Indy.
Good call.
Indy has all has all of the arenas that they need to make this work, and it is a tremendous college area. Despite the fact that they have the Pacers and the Colts who sell out all the time, they are a tremendous college city.
Yeah, I agree with that.
The Big Ten plays their championship games there in football. I get the fact that it's going to be crowded. I mean, really crowded in that town, but it could be a lot of fun.
When I first heard about it, I was like, I don't like it at all.
Okay.
And I guess I was thinking, some basketball coach I want to watch. I want to scout. I could go all over. But if there's so many games going on, you can't watch all the games because they're all going to be different times. But hopefully they're going to, the D2 championship will be one time, D3, and then the NIT. But imagine all those games going on. But, I mean, that's semis and finals for NIT. And then the other D2, D3 is just the finals. And then the Final Four.
Yes.
Yeah, one-stop
shop. Saturday, Monday.
So sounds NCAA, one-stop shop. Keep it all right there to that point.
But if you're a basketball junkie, you're going.
Yep.
You're marking that on your calendar right now. Next, April 2026, I'm going to Indy. Let me book my flight now. I think that would be really, really cool. All right, coming up, Manuch found this story. He actually prep.
Thank you.
Gosh.
And actually, for once, I feel the way it is. Manuch gets the guess, and I do everything else. And Manuch basically said, I put on the lineup. I said, hey, we need a topic. So at about 12:30, before 1 o'clock start, I find out we got a topic. Don't know what the topic is, but and here is the topic. This guy, Brian Diardo of CBSSports.com, put together a ranking of college football's Mount Rushmores based on NFL success. And you will not believe who he put number one. Manuch agrees because he's a fan of that city and that pro team. But this is based on college football's Mount Rushmore and their success at the next level. We'll see if you agree on this list next. It's Roc and Manuch, Jimmy B.
Need an electric charger installed or a TV mounted? Contact AC Electrical Family at acelectricalfamily.com or call 602-577-1392. That's acelectricalfamily.com to book your free quote now. AC Electrical Family. Power up with the best.
You hear it all the time. Lawyers talk about all their experience, many years of experience with insurance companies, and experience in the courtroom. But what they're not talking about is their results. Maybe they don't have any. At Lerner & Rowe, we're proud of our results because that's how we measure our success. We've helped over 150,000 people recover billions of dollars for their injuries, with over $1 billion just in the last 5 years alone. When you want results, call Lerner & Rowe.
Lerner & Rowe is the way to go. Call 977-1900.
What's up, guys? Jason Payne, owner of State 48 Roofing. Monsoon season is upon us. Be proactive today. Go to state48roofing.com. Scan the QR code below. We want to take care of you. Be proactive. Get your maintenance done. We are home of the hashtag sexy roof status.
There's something that binds us all. The constant hunger to improve. The obsession with every detail. And the reward of a custom fitting taking your game to a whole new level. We're all bound by two words said by golfers worldwide. Schedule your fitting at Vans Golf Shops. Find your local store at worldwidegolf.com. Get there.
In this week's Marketers Report, Angela Zepeda, CMO Hyundai Motor America, discusses measuring audio.
The measurement capability within audio, I think, surprised all of us. We have seen a huge return on our investment. Seeing real numbers has helped us continue to invest.
As the #1 audio company, iHeartMedia gives marketers access to the data, audiences, and influencers you need to grow. If you're a marketer, go to iHeartResults.com.
When you get nachos, tacos, empanadas, spicy queso with jalapenos, Pepto-Bismol's there. Pepto-Bismol provides fast, effective relief from nausea, heartburn, indigestion, upset stomach, and diarrhea. All the things that can happen unexpectedly on vacation. So before you travel, pack the Pepto. Pepto-Bismol.
When you have nausea, heartburn, indigestion, upset stomach, diarrhea.
Use as directed. Keep out of reach of children.
It's a Twin Peaks Thursday. Back to Roc and Manuch with Jimmy B, broadcasting live from one of the 5 Valley Twin Peaks on Fox Sports 910 and the iHeartRadio app.
We're live. Hope you're having a great Thursday afternoon. Roc and Manuch with Jimmy B out here at Twin Peaks in Tempe. Scottsdale next week. Manuch is on vacation, folks, so we'll have open phone lines. They'll be able to get a word in edgewise.
Don't surprise if I call in, going hanging out there in Denver.
Just don't.
I won't. I promise.
True story, Jimmy.
I promise.
You know, Manuch was talking about his lovely wife. What's her name again?
Lori.
They got married. 10 years ago?
11
years ago. And their honeymoon was in
Cabo San Lucas.
Yes. And while they were on their honeymoon, we have that Google Drive, so you know when people are on, right? Like I see you in the morning when you're looking at the lineups, with Manuch and Jackson, Richie and everybody, right? Myself. Well, we were doing our show. I can't remember who was the number 3 or the number 2.
Crespin was.
Crespin.
Yeah.
And multiple times.
Not just once.
Manuch is
just
on the lineup.
just
watch us, and we knew he was probably streaming the show. And we're like, dude, it's your honeymoon.
Oh, man. So I had some free time in the
You
afternoon.
need a life, Manuch.
I had some free time. Lori was taking a nap. I'm hanging out there looking at the ocean. I pull up my laptop.
Hey, let's listen to Rocky Crespo.
See what the boys are talking about. I wasn't getting much sports down there in Cabo San Lucas, so I need to get my fill of sports.
Hey, we are out here, Twin Peaks in Tempe, as I mentioned, and next week it's just I know he's married, but one of his favorite weeks of the year. It's Bikini Week here at Twin Peaks for Jimmy B and Manuch. All 5 locations. It's a bikini costume party.
I'll be here early.
Specials all week as they have cocktails, cheap shots, the 29-degree drafts, all next week at all 5 Valley Twin Peaks. So, Manuch, why don't you set this up? This is your topic, and then I'm going to just beat it up once we get going.
That's why I put it out there. Brian DiArdo of CBS Sports, he wanted to put the college football's Mount Rushmore's based on the NFL success. So basically, his criteria was individual career records, achievements. Now, this is inclusion of the Hall of Fame, an NFL 100 all-time team, which is a lasting impact on the team. Now, he had 20 that he listed. So for the sake of time, I wanted to go through just the top 10.
Okay.
And
you don't need to go through all of them.
No, I don't.
Let's just get to the top 3.
Just give you a flavor. Just give you a flavor where it's
Yeah.
at. And there's a couple I'm surprised he ranked them this low. Number 10, he's got Ohio State at 10. His guys are Orlando Pace, Chris Carter.
So you are going to go through the whole list.
No, I'll give you a couple names.
Dan.
Just cover it. Ohio State 10, based on those individuals. I want to give you a few of those individuals.
Hurry up. Will you?
Notre Dame, Joe
CJ.
Montana, Alan Page, and Tim Brown is a few. Penn State, Franco Harris, Jack Ham, Lenny Moore. SMU, number 7. Wide receiver Raymond Berry. A lot of folks didn't know that. Eric Dickerson, Forrest Gregg, and Doak Walker. Number 6, Florida State.
Who's the running back? That was
Deion
pretty
Sanders.
good there.
Craig James.
Thank you.
Yeah.
Pony Express.
Doak Walker, outstanding running back as well, too. It's SMU. So Florida State, Deion Sanders.
What number are you on now?
6.
Okay.
Fred Biletnikoff, Walter Jones. Number 5, Syracuse.
Yeah.
Jim Brown.
Yeah.
Marvin Harrison, John Mackey, and offensive lineman Jim Ringo. Number 4, this is surprising. Bama at 4. John Hanna, Don Hudson, former receiver, Maybach, Bart Starr, Derek Thomas. Number 3, Ray Lewis. That's Miami. Ray Lewis, Warren Sapp, Ed Reed. Number 2, USC, Ronnie Lott, Junior Seau, Anthony Munoz, just to name a few, and O.J. Simpson on top of that.
I want to talk about number 2.
Yeah, I do too.
And then number 1, he's got Pittsburgh with quarterback Dan Marino, Larry Fitzgerald, Aaron Donald, and running back Tony Dorsett.
Not bad.
Not
I
bad.
agree with that. But a little background on this writer from CBS. Pittsburgh Steeler writer for many years. Went to the Ohio State, covered sports there, then worked for the Lancaster Eagle Gazette, which is that area of Pennsylvania.
Right.
So he probably skews a little Pennsylvania in there, even though he had Ohio State at 10, I believe, right?
Yes.
But I don't know how USC's not number 1.
I was going to say.
I was the same way there.
He knows nothing about USC. He doesn't even list Reggie Bush. He doesn't even list Mike Garrett.
Time out.
Well,
Look
look at the
Reggie
criteria.
Bush. This is Mount Rushmore in the NFL next
NFL.
level.
Okay,
You would not
not college.
You would not put Reggie.
Okay, all
as
right.
An NFL
Okay, all right.
Yeah,
That's
so
fair then.
you got to look
Okay.
at the criteria.
All right,
based
but he
on
doesn't.
NFL.
He doesn't have Mike Garrett there. Mike Garrett had a splendid
Fair.
NFL career.
Fair.
He doesn't have Sam Bam Cunningham on there as well, who was a terrific running back for the New England Patriots.
Now, guys, look at his criteria. Okay, career records.
Yeah.
Achievements, inclusion in the Hall of Fame, and NFL 100 all-time team or lasting impact on the game. Now that's true, but you got to look. He's got a broader brush.
I understand that, but the problem, like your stupid clipboard report we do, the criteria doesn't. He needs to weight that criteria, like lasting impact of the game. I think that should have more weight than individual career records because it's a team sport.
Yes.
Right. So you look at that and inclusion in the Hall of Fame. Yeah, that's important. But how do you? I mean, I look at USC, and you didn't even mention Lynn Swan, Bruce Matthews, Tony Baselli, Frank Gifford, Troy Polamalu.
Yeah.
I mean, USC is clearly the number 1.
Not even
and
close.
We got to bring him on the show.
Yeah.
Let's call him.
Track him down.
But I do think as you look down this list and you look at Miami, I would almost, you could not quite flip a coin between Miami and USC, but that you can make a case for Miami with Ted Hendricks and Edgar and James and Jim Kelly and Andre Johnson and Sean Taylor and Devin Hester. I mean, Jim Otto. I mean, there's some unbelievable players there.
Well, I thought Notre Dame at 9 was ranked a little low too. You got Montana, Page, Brown, Bonacani, and some of the other honorable mentions: Jerome Bettis, Dave Casper, the ghost of the post,
Paul Horney.
So there might be a little skew there, Rock, to your point that he's leaning, but
because here's the thing, you talk about, and I wish everybody could see this list, but you bring up Notre Dame, Ohio State, Penn State, but he's got Florida State and SMU 6, 7 respectively. And when you look at Florida State, all right, you got Dion, you got Fred Biletnikoff, Walter Jones, Derek Brooks, but his only honorable mention is Leroy Butler.
Yeah,
that's it.
Yes.
And SMU, he has nobody on honorable mention. So you got to take those two out and move them somewhere. You got to get them off the list, and you got to move up Penn State, Notre Dame, and Ohio State.
The other
maybe not Ohio State. I'm a Buckeye fan, but I look at, and one thing that a lot of Michigan fans will say is, yeah, where's Michigan on this list? Come on, Ohio State. You got great college players, but you don't have that many superstar Hall of Famers.
NFL players,
in the NFL. I mean, Chris Carter.
Yeah.
Who else? Let's be honest.
Yeah, it's true.
That are on the Mount Rushmore of NFL. I'd make a case Ohio State should be top 10.
Well, then
I would also look at Arizona State and how many unbelievable stars have come out of there with Danny White and Michael Haynes and Jake Plummer. I mean, I could go on and on. That guys were so big at the next level.
Well, yeah, but
J.D. Hill. I mean, let's be honest. ASU could you could make a case that you could put them at number 10.
But
definitely clearly before SMU and Florida State.
Well, and I see what he's getting at here. I mean, those are all good names, but what kind of awards, Hall of Fame, did they sustain?
Lasting impact. I think
lasting impact did they have over that entire time? And that's, I think, what he's getting at. I mean, you go Michigan. Well, think of Tom Brady, Dan Dierdorf, Charles Woodson, and who else?
There's that Tom Brady guy.
That's
there.
I just said Tom Brady.
I'm saying
but
that
I mean,
again,
but
Tom
on an
Brady.
average, what he did, he listed on average.
I know
all the individuals that have made the Hall of Fame. I mean, Larry Fitzgerald. You're talking about longevity. Marino, Fitzgerald.
Yep.
Dorsett. I mean, I understand where he's coming from, and I think what you kind of come back to is, okay, well, what about those other good players? But did they sustain with awards? I mean, how many of these guys made top 100 over the lifetime of those teams or the National Football League? Mike Haynes, he was top 75.
He was a great player
for Arizona State, but after
Eric
ASU,
Allen,
Adam
Archuleta, I mean, we could go down the list.
But
I mean, I would think ASU should be much higher on that list. And Montez.
But
Perfect.
how many Hall of Famers does ASU have besides Curly Culp, Hall of Famer? Danny White's not a Hall of Famer.
No.
Michael Haynes is the other Hall of Famer. But I think where he's looking at the cream of the crop while they were in pro football. Where did they come on a consistent basis? I was shocked like you guys. Pittsburgh. You take a good hard
look. I had to look
at
up where he's from.
Yeah. Well, but Marino lasted a long time, Hall of Famer. Fitzgerald, Aaron Donald's going to be a Hall of Famer. And then Tony Dorsett, Hall of Famer.
Yep.
Longevity all through it. And you go, I thought Notre Dame. Well, you look at the Hall of Famers, Notre Dame, that's outstanding players. But how many came out as that top quarterback besides Joe Montana?
I think I look at Miami, I look at USC only because there's always that talk of these guys being on the sidelines and all that good stuff that you see year to year. Anyway, I'll continue talking some football. ASU beat writer Chris Cartman from 7.com. He'll put a wrap on Big 12 Media Days. Thanks for listening today. It's Roc and Manuch with Jimmy B from Twin Peaks.
Behold. Here's what's trending on Fox Sports 910 Phoenix.
The Mercury headed to tomorrow's road clash versus Caitlin Clark in the Indiana Fever with a 3-game winning streak. The Diamondbacks take on the Braves. Brandon Pfaadt draws the start. The team intends to option pitcher Slade Ciccone following yesterday's uneven performance. NBA Summer League for the Suns starts Saturday against the Warriors. Draft picks Ryan Dunn and Oso Iguodala are among those on the roster. Devin Booker at 9 for Team USA in yesterday's exhibition win over Team Canada. Kevin Durant set out with a mild calf injury. They're heading to Abu Dhabi in the United Arab Emirates for Monday's contest with Australia. I'm Frank Garrity on Fox Sports 910, available everywhere on the free iHeartRadio app.
Any car dealer in Arizona can compete on price. That's what dealers do. But not many dealers can compete on customer satisfaction. Like Wright Toyota. Make the right choice. Wright Toyota in Scottsdale. Just off the 101 on Frank Lloyd Wright Boulevard. And online at WrightToyota.com.
Hey, sports fans, celebrate every big day. Yankee, an ultra-premium tequila made from 100% Blue Weber agave in the highlands of Jalisco. Their certified additive-free Blanco and Reposado feature a unique oxygenation process for a rich smoothness without that tequila burn. That's why they've won platinum and gold medals and are now listed as one of the world's top tequilas by Rolling Stone. Head over to your local store, favorite bar, or restaurant and enjoy. Go to elbanditoyankee.com and break out the Bandito with the official tequila of game day.
Attention drivers, your safety matters. All City Towing, Arizona's largest towing storage services contractor, proudly sponsors the Move Over Law. When you see flashing lights, remember to move over and slow down. Together, we can protect our roadside heroes. Drive safe, Arizona. Sponsored by All City Towing.
Twin Peaks is the best in the game. Here, your favorite drafts are poured at a frosty 29 degrees, and rare barrel-aged whiskeys are served just the way you want them. It's bigger game days and bolder fight nights. I mean, where else can you find a scratch kitchen that always comes in clutch? Every day, from lunch to late night. Only at Twin Peaks, the #1 sports bar.
Get wings the way you want them. Try Twin Peaks wings, bone-in breaded, naked, smoked and grilled, or boneless in your favorite sauce or rub.
Did you know your skin is the largest organ of your body? Huh? That's why you should shower with Old Spice Super Hydration Body Wash instead of plain old bar soap. Love your skin by super hydrating it with vitamin B3 and glorious notes of vanilla and shea. Did you know that my super hydrated skin is the second largest organ of my body? The first is my heart. Old Spice. Men have skin too. Old Spice Super Hydration Body Wash. 24/7 renewing moisture with daily use.
Check out what DraftKings has to offer this season with code SPORTS, because life's more fun when you're in on the action. DraftKings, the crown is yours. Gambling problem? Call 1-800-GAMBLER. Age and eligibility restrictions apply. Void where prohibited. See DraftKings.com for details.
Time to catch up with today's Arizona State expert to give you the latest and most updated scoop on the Sun Devils. Now on Roc and Manuch with Jimmy B, Fox Sports 910.
Football. Chris Cartman now joins us, publisher of SunDevilSource.com for 24/7 Sports. Follow him on Twitter or X at Chris Cartman. Did you win any money? More importantly, up there in Vegas, Chris, did you come up with some cash?
In fact, I did.
Yeah.
I won $125 playing blackjack at Bellagio. I was smart enough to walk away when some friends wanted to get a drink and not return to the table.
Good man. That's hard to do, man.
You are disciplined.
You're up, and then you want to play with your winnings, kind of double it, and you are disciplined to walk away. Good job. Nice job. Hey,
don't worry, I've lost money over the years.
Yeah. So, from the reports, of course, none of us here were there, but what was the energy? You know, Deion Sanders basically said that it was kind of quiet. I mean, is it just because of the environment being in Allegiant Stadium and how big it was?
Well, the media aren't there to be cheering for anyone. So, and there's not fans in the building or anything. So I really don't understand what Deion Sanders was expecting from anyone outside of the actual cheerleaders of the teams who were in attendance, right? Nobody was going to get a standing ovation. So that was a little bit weird. I've been to a lot of media days over the years. It was different in a sense that it was on the field at a stadium where there's, Super Bowls going to be played or whatever. But, that made it sort of a cool environment and a setting better than I think that some of the Pac-12 ones that we've been to over the years. And there was more people because there is more of a media interest, I think, at a lot of these college towns. Places like Oklahoma State had like 15, 20 reporters there covering the team. And you just didn't see that with some of the Pac-12 teams traveling to media day. So I thought it was pretty cool. There were a lot of people I've never seen or met that I was able to for the first time, and then also plenty of familiar faces.
Do you feel, Chris, to that point that there's a little more fanaticism there with the Big 12 than you saw in the Pac-12, just because for a lot of those states, I mean, that's their game. That football, they don't have pro teams. It's pretty much it. And they're dialed in with 4, 5, 6. As you mentioned, there may be 8 different reporters covering one school.
Yes, that is the big difference, I think, and the reason why the Big 12 ended up proving to be a superior option to the Pac-12 for the Four Corner schools. It just matters a lot more to these schools. Like there's no substitute or alternate pathway to success rather than putting all their chips on the table, as to use the analogy of Vegas, on following their college athletics programs. And I think that matters a great deal, and that was one of the things that upended the Pac-12.
And with covering all these teams, was there a common theme amongst the coaches? Because a lot of times I've listened to some of them. There's a lot of coach speak, Chris, as you know. But did anything stick out that was pretty much abnormal by some of the coaches for their team or players or what have you?
Not really. I thought Kyle Whittingham wore all black, and he was like almost dressed for like a funeral, even though he picked Utah's pick to be one of the best teams in the conference, with Cam Rising coming back, Brent Keefe coming back. Crazy enough, those guys have been in college a very long time. St. Dillingham talked about the fact that when he was a graduate assistant at ASU, he was involved in recruiting Cam Rising. This is like 9 years ago now. And you know, it just goes to show you like how long some of these people have been in college football. I've always personally liked the coaches who say the same things or very similar things off the record, or just kind of with a smaller group of media that are friendly to them, and then as they say the same things as they say on the main stage at some of these events. The thing for me is I'm not spending a lot of time with all the other coaches in those sorts of settings, so it's hard to really know which coaches are different in private than what they are in public. But there weren't really a lot of head-scratching things. I mean, I think clearly, Deion Sanders is he's a firebrand. A lot of people are gonna take notice of things that he says, and he's got a personality. Mike Gundy, he kind of got in trouble a little bit with some of his comments about one of his star players who had the DUI arrest and all that, and he had to sort of correct something that he said, or clarify at least something he said on social media. But there weren't really any big major foot in the mouth moments.
All right, so we're having a conversation with Chris Cartman on the Right Toyota guest line. My question is, did you or any of the other media people attend the open bar put together by the Pac-12 conference with 2 people there?
No, I was gone by then. I wouldn't have gone anyways. Like that. That would have just been sort of weird and awkward for like somebody covering a team that is no longer in the Pac-12, and not really writing from a national angle on any of that stuff. I thought it was really kind of sad, but also somewhat humorous. Some of the things that even the new commissioners of the Pac-12 said about they're having a good case for drinking now compared to everybody else. I mean, I thought that was kind of sad, but also funny.
Chris, Utah picked to win the conference. ASU picked to finish last. I know it's a media poll, preseason poll, but we get to talk about it before the season starts. Do you feel that is the case, or do you feel that they'll exceed expectations in the doubters?
I don't think ASU is gonna be the worst team in the Big 12. I would, if it's me coaching, I'd rather my team be picked 16th versus 15th, 14th, 13th. Because you're trying to find some value in that you can extract and motivate your team to put a bigger chip on their shoulder, right? Everybody knows ASU is not expected to be really good this year, coming off the worst 2-year stretch since World War II, back-to-back three-win seasons. But I've watched a lot of spring football, 2 decades worth, really, and this does not look like a team that's going to win like 2 or 3 games, which is kind of where you would have to be to end up 16th in the Big 12.
Also, on your Twitter feed there at Chris Cartman, you talk about, I forget who the player was talking about how guys are sticking around all summer long. They had like 10% involvement last year. Now this year they got like 90% of the guys that are sticking around. I worked with Navi Bruzon at least twice a week. He's sticking around. He's over there at ASU. They're working out on campus. Is that one of the main differences Kenny Dillingham talked about in reference to this team being bought in, understanding what they're supposed to do, and with guys sticking around and wanting to maybe have that chip on their shoulder? They're ranked 16?
Yeah, Cameron Scadaboo said that. It probably was a little bit hyperbolic. I doubt that they only had 10% of their team there for voluntary workouts on Saturdays last summer. But the reality is that its culture doesn't change overnight. This staff in Dillingham inherited a losing culture, point blank. And you can recruit guys and you can bring in the right players, but you still have a whole bunch of other guys that are returning, and you have the culture that you inherit, and it's going to be a multi-year process. They've now cycled out a lot more players. A lot more of the guys on the roster are guys they brought in. They've spent a lot more time, infusing what they want and what they expect throughout, everywhere in the roster. Not just our guys showing up more, but it's materially impacted the strength and athleticism of the group. So an example is they have 30 more players on the team this year compared to last summer who can squat at least 400 pounds, right? I mean, football is a game where you need to be big and strong and athletic. And this was not a team that was good or anything close to good in those categories a year ago. And while they still may not be good relative to the rest of the Big 12, they're certainly a lot more comparable. And that gives you a better trajectory this year and beyond.
And I got to tell you, Chris, I thought that Kenny Dillingham was brutally honest at his presser, talking about, we've been down for the last 3 years and we're 16th ranked and owned up to it. But he mentioned what you talked about as far as culture, building the program, and moving forward. He didn't try to duck it whatsoever or have any kind of excuses. He said, we deserve to be 16, but he threw that big but, kind of what you alluded to.
Yeah, I've known Dillingham quite well for a very long time now, probably 11, 12 years. And one of the things I really respect about him is the things that he will say to me in a one-on-one conversation are very similar, if not exactly the same, as what he would say to an audience of thousands of people, tens of thousands, hundreds of thousands of people watching on television or at a press conference. Like, he's not saying privately, oh, I don't like this, this, and this, and then publicly being like, oh, yeah, I'm super happy about those exact things. There's nothing like that about Dillingham. So at least fans can understand the things that he's saying publicly, that's how he actually feels, because he says those same things privately to people when he knows that it's off the record. And that's really important, because you're not getting snowed over by him. You're getting an honest assessment of what he thinks is going on with his team at every single point in time.
Spend that money already?
Not yet.
All right.
Not yet.
Okay.
I'm going to hang on to that $100 bill.
There you go. There you go. Hey, Chris, thanks for jumping on with us, man. We always appreciate you. Great work you do. Thank you.
My pleasure. Thanks.
Chris Carpet, publisher of SunDevilSource.com for 24/7, that is, sports, and on Twitter at Chris Cartman. Appreciate him. He's brought to you today, since he's a big gambler, CAZ Sportsbook. You can bet the game, watch the game, the Sportsbook in Casino, Arizona. They got 3 live betting windows, 6 self-service betting kiosks, plus 8 screens that display all of the betting lines. Check it out for yourself. Open daily from 8 to 11. That's the CAZ Sportsbook in Casino, Arizona. All right, we need a contestant. And this is for the Peaks Picks Challenge here at Twin Peaks. And the games today will be Copa America, Argentina and Colombia, Braves at D-backs tonight, and some CFL. The Stampeders against the Blue Bombers. Woo-hoo! Blue Bombers tomorrow. So those are 3 games. We'll take your information off the air, and you'll be challenging Melissa here at Twin Peaks in Tempe. The phone number, we'll take the 5th caller, 602-260-9191, 260-9191. It's our Twin Peaks Picks Challenge here on Roc and Manuch with Jimmy B.
Where's your standard amount of bucks? Not cut it.
Time to line your pockets with Bonus Bucks.
Fat stacks of cash.
Be listening every weekday for your chance to win $1,000.
Oh my God!
Sponsored by Lerner and Rowe Injury Attorneys.
Hey, Arizona, it's your local accident attorney, Kevin Rowe. Results matter, so we want to help you win $1,000. Powered by Lerner and Rowe Accident Attorneys, where we treat you like family. In a wreck, need a check? Call Lerner and Rowe today at 977-1900.
Twin Peaks is the best in the game. Here, it's bigger game days and bolder fight nights. I mean, where else can you find a scratch kitchen that always comes in clutch? Every day, from lunch to late night. Only at Twin Peaks, the #1 sports bar.
Hey, it's Dom with Venezia's Pizzeria. You know us for delicious family dinners and huge party pizzas. But did you know we are great at feeding a large group too? Our full catering menu has a ton of variety, so everyone will find something they love. And the best part? We don't charge per head. Just tell us how many people you need to feed, and we'll handle the rest. Check out our catering menu at venezias.com. That's venezias.com. Venezias, a family and catering tradition.
Do you ever have a case of the Mondays?
You won't if you tune in to Roc and Manuch with Jimmy B from 1 till 4 as they broadcast live from the CAZ Sportsbook at the CAZ Sports Bar. That's every Monday from Casino, Arizona.
In the market for an electric charger for your place? Looking to upgrade your under cabinet or closet lighting? Look no further than Arizona Electrical Family. From service calls to new home installations, home remodels, and even TV mounting, we've got you covered. Visit azelectricalfamily.com or call 602-577-1392 to learn more about our comprehensive services and to schedule your free quote today. Power up with the best. Visit azelectricalfamily.com to book your free quote now. AZ Electrical Family. Quality service you can trust.
What's that sound? That's the sound of Downy Unstoppable scent beads going into your washing machine and giving your clothes freshness that lasts all day long. There it is again. It's like music to your ears, or more like music to your nose. That freshness is irresistible. Let's get a Downy Unstoppables bottle shake. And now a sniff solo. Nice. Get 6 times longer lasting freshness plus odor protection with Downy Unstoppables in-wash scent beads.
Thanks for calling Discover. This is Diego.
Hi, Diego. It's Jennifer Coolidge. I just want to say your cashback match makes me feel so special. It really inspired me.
That's great. Doubling the cashback you've earned at the end of your first year is what we do.
Well, I'm doubling everything now. Double dating, double dipping, double feature, double header, double whammy. Basically double or nothing.
You earn, we match. Discover Cashback Match. See terms at discover.com/creditcard.
Time for Peaks Picks, your weekly chance to win a $50 Twin Peaks man card by outscoring one of the beautiful Twin Peaks girls. Twin Peaks, the ultimate sports lodge and home of the 29-degree man-sized drafts. Twin Peaks, the best views in the game. Open in Scottsdale, Phoenix, Tempe, Glendale, and Deer Valley.
So, is it really Theodore? That's his name, Theodore?
Yeah.
That drives me nuts.
What?
Like, I got a buddy, and his name is Patrick. So, hey, what's up, Pat? He gets pissed off.
He gets offended?
Yeah.
You call him Pat? Boy,
Purposely, because he's like, it's Patrick.
If he's Theodore, what, you don't want to call him
Teddy?
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 Ted?
I mean, no disrespect, Theodore. I mean, Teddy. I mean, seriously, come on. Like, I'm gonna make fun of Ben. Benjamin.
Garcia.
Ben Garcia.
Yeah.
Who does a show with Jody in the morning.
Remember
I heard him filling in the other day. It's Benjamin Garcia.
Remember
It's Ben.
Remember we first met him? It's hey Ben, how you doing? It's Benjamin.
Benjamin.
All right.
Like, shut up. You're 22 years old.
Don't ever
whatever we want to call you.
You're Ben.
I think he's older than that, but we love him. He's a good guy. Anyway, he does a good job with Jody in the morning, so make sure you tune in to that. All right, we got Melissa. She got her picks in. Jack's Theodore's from Goodyear. All right. All right, Copa America, Argentina, and Colombia. Where are these guys going?
So Theo's going with Argentina.
Theo. No, I don't know if he likes that.
Theodore is going with Argentina, and Melissa's going Colombia.
Colombia.
We got the Braves at the D-backs tonight. Where's Theodore going on this one?
Yeah, Theodore's going with the Braves. He thinks they'll bounce back, but Melissa's hopeful for the D-backs.
All right, I'm going football then, and this is Canadian Football League at its finest. The Calgary Stampeders against the Winnipeg Blue Bombers. The game's tomorrow night.
What time is the game on? What channel?
I believe that
5:30.
It'll be on ESPN. Really? Yeah, they carry.
They're
yeah.
covering.
Yeah,
ESPN
they cover
Plus,
CFL.
ESPN 2 or 3. They're covering it.
Yeah, they've got
Theodore
CFL.
is going with the Stampeders.
Okay.
And Melissa's going with the Blue Bombers. She said she liked that name a little more than the Stampeders.
Okay.
Yeah, so
I
she's
can
going with the
see
Blue
that.
Bombers.
All right.
Did you get digits?
Not yet, no.
Not yet.
I don't want to ruin our sponsorship with Twin Peaks. You know, I
No,
don't
they
wanna-
encourage it.
Trust me, ownership would love for you to basically
I'll
go
try
down that road.
I'll try next Thursday for Bikini Week.
Work on it a little harder, will you there?
It is right. All right. So there you have it. Our Twin
Careful,
Peaks
Jimmy.
picks. So Spain and England on Sunday, the Euro Championships. If you're looking for a great place to watch it, it's here at Twin Peaks. And I think they're going to be wearing the jerseys, and they'll have the 29-degree drafts, and you kick back and watch the tournament and the final on Sunday. Go England.
How'd you get hooked on England?
Well, when USA popped out of
Yeah.
Copa, I'm like, I got to root for somebody. I'm kind of into soccer a little bit.
What? Because they speak English? Is
Yes,
that
I
the
can
deal?
understand it.
I knew that was the reason.
Plus,
I knew that was
Did
it.
a lot of our ancestors come from England?
Yeah. Yes.
So there's a better
Majority.
connection there.
Yeah.
So I figured, hey, I understand their language.
Uh-huh.
Their food sucks. Their food is absolutely
That's
just
what
garbage.
You were talking about a lot of folks. It's very plain,
Oh.
bland.
Yeah.
You know,
I remember being in Heathrow and last year on the way back from the Ryder Cup, and it was like I was dying for something other than Italian because I was there for a few weeks.
right,
Yes.
yeah.
So many pizzas you can eat, right? And I was like, oh my gosh, I could get a burger, you know, and it was just terrible.
Can you not get a hoagie in England or and besides?
I don't know. Hoagies are in Philly.
I know that. But
Jersey.
you got submarine sandwich. You got sandwiches all over the place.
Yeah, but
Rock.
they do different stuff in them. I mean, they like it's not. I don't know what it is. It's not mayonnaise. It's not mustard. I don't know what that stuff is that they put on all their sandwiches.
different kind of condiment.
Do you ever remind yourself that we kicked the England folks out of our country?
Yeah, but they're not mad.
Okay.
They're
I'm just
okay.
checking.
They're doing fine.
I'm just checking.
I mean, I mean, come on, Princess Di and all that. I mean, we're all like into that. I mean,
So
Prince
is
Charles
Harry
and
Kane? Is Harry Kane your favorite player?
No, he's a little overrated.
All right,
Yeah,
all
but I'm rooting for him.
Okay.
Why not?
All right.
Dude, there's nothing else to watch
I'm
right
rooting
now.
for Argentina.
Because of Messi?
Yes.
So you're jumping on the bandwagon.
No.
Yeah, 'cause
I've been on Argentina
if
since it
Messi
started.
wasn't on that team, would you still be rooting for him?
Probably, yeah.
Probably.
Pretty damn good.
Yeah, he's pretty good.
Yeah, he's not bad. He's from that standpoint. Working from there.
What else you want to talk about?
Well,
guys?
you're doing.
Since I'm filling every other segment.
Well, it's good for you, Rock. We're happy about that.
No, it's not. It's like, it's a team effort. I wish Jimmy would bring something to the table to our show.
I did.
What did you bring?
Me? I'm sitting
By the
here.
way, speaking of which,
Yeah.
what's the weather? Because I know you old guys love
Oh,
weather.
man.
It's hot.
Okay.
It's hot.
So
You
why are
want
you
the
wearing a
forecast?
long sleeve sweatshirt right now?
Because the short sleeve Fox shirt that I have was dirty from the last
You only
show
have
that I
one?
did. I have one short sleeve and one long sleeve.
All right, I'll get you some new ones.
Jeez.
No problem. I'll take
So
care
I
of that.
wore. I didn't want you to yell at me because I did not have the uniform on, Rock.
And
Since
rightfully so.
Rock doesn't have the uniform on, but he's got a great looking polo shirt.
Gotta love Johnny O.
Yeah, there you go. I like Johnny
on
O.
TV right
Yeah,
now.
no,
We're
you look good. Yeah,
You
see,
know,
on TV, just like what I said long ago on TV.
So I want to get into something real quick because I thought this was interesting when it comes to kind of a random fact of the day. The FX came out today and said that they have a limited series called American Sports Story, and it has to do with Aaron Hernandez. And the first 2 episodes are going to happen September 17th, and they're going to examine the rise and the fall of, speaking of Rushmore,
Right.
Yes.
from Miami,
Yeah.
a former NFLer, and Aaron Hernandez. I'm anxious to see.
So
it.
the intrigue for me
He's
is
a bad guy.
what is.
Oh, I don't have to do dad jokes?
Well, I would love it, Dad.
Well, then why don't you guys do something on the show and drive us to this?
All right, then. I'll do a dad joke.
No, I have them. I'm ready.
Well, I'll add one right now. So I'm sitting at the refreshment stand with a buddy of mine, and a fracas breaks out behind him, and he gets hit in the back of the head with a can. I asked him, I said, dude, you okay? He says, yeah, I'm fine. It was a soft drink.
Not bad to set you up.
It's all right. It's not bad. Well, I first want to give a shout out with all the sidewalks out there.
Okay.
For keeping me off the streets.
Oh, very good. Like it.
Hey, Manuch, how much does a pirate pay for corn? How much does a pirate pay for corn?
2. I give up.
A buccaneer.
That's a good one.
Yeah.
I like that one.
Why are spiders just so smart? Why are they so smart? Spiders.
Their brain continues to crawl, I guess.
Yeah, because they can find everything on the web. I'm on a roll.
Boy, you are.
Why can't a leopard hide?
Why did I ask him to do this?
I got 2 more.
Too many
I
spots.
got a bonus today, too.
Too many spots.
No, because they're always spotted. So you're close.
Oh, I was close.
All right.
Okay.
All right, 2 more. Why do people in Greece hate waking up at dawn? Why do people in Greece hate waking up at dawn?
Give up.
Because dawn's tough on Greece.
Oh, very good. Very good.
And here's your bonus. Okay. Why is San Francisco the coldest baseball stadium in major leagues? Why is San Francisco the coldest baseball stadium in major league?
Because it's on the bay.
Nope. There's a giant fan in every seat.
Oh, that's a good one.
That's really
That's a good one right there. That's a good bonus one right there.
Yes.
I
So
like
there you have it.
So was mine okay?
Wasn't bad.
Yeah,
Soft bad,
okay.
Jimmy. That was good.
I stole it from.
I'll let you fill in for me next week if I'm not here.
I think Rock made the smoothest transition ever in sports radio. We talked about Aaron Hernandez to dad jokes.
Dad jokes.
Well,
I had to
that was
fill.
a much better topic.
I had to fill.
It was a much better topic than
I mean,
Aaron
it would have been
Hernandez.
nice if Melissa could have done the segment with us.
Yeah, really.
But no. Hey, we're going to talk about sports. The NBA finalizes the media rights deal, and we're going to catch up with Rick Horrow, the sports professor, right out of the gate at 3 o'clock. Hey, appreciate you tuning in with us. It's Roc and Manuch with Jimmy B from Twin Peaks, Tempe.
Clear.
Roc and Manuch with Jimmy B has been sponsored by On Air Sports Marketing.
You may not have any experience dealing with car wrecks, but Learn on Row does. After your car wreck, you need an attorney to make sure your interests, like car repairs, medical bills, and lost wages, are protected. Finding the right attorney is actually easy. Just look for reputation, experience, and results. Learn on Row has thousands of 5-star reviews, decades of experience, and we've recovered billions of dollars for our injured clients. Hurt in a wreck and need a check? Call Learn on Row today.
Learn on Row is the way to go. Call 977-1900.
Join the team at the largest towing company in the state, All City Towing. We're hiring dispatchers, call takers, lot attendants, drivers, and customer service personnel. Enjoy benefits like the state's most advanced towing equipment, set work schedules, a healthy 401k, employer match, health benefits, employer-paid life insurance, and a monthly fuel allowance. Ready to take your career to the next level? Visit us at allcitytowing.com. All City Towing, where your future is on the move.
Did you know your skin is the largest organ of your body? Huh? That's why you should shower with Old Spice Super Hydration Body Wash instead of plain old bar soap. Love your skin by super hydrating it with vitamin B3 and glorious notes of vanilla and shea. Did you know that my super hydrated skin is the second largest organ of my body? The first is my heart. Old Spice. Men have skin too. Old Spice Super Hydration Body Wash. 24/7 renewing moisture with daily use.
The biggest mistake people make is waiting too long before they call Rappy. Let us go to work immediately.
Call it Rappy. 623-388-4333. Call Rappy.
It's better. If you're 55 and up, T-Mobile has an exclusive rate plan just for you. Right now, get 2 lines of talk, text, and data for just $30 a line. That's a 45% savings versus Verizon and AT&T. Plus, you can get one of the latest 5G phones free when you add a line. That's right, a free 5G phone. Experience all this and more on America's largest 5G network. So why wait? At T-Mobile, customers 55 and up can get 2 lines of talk, text, and data for only $30 a line. Just go to T-Mobile.com/choice55 or visit your local store to make the switch. With AutoPay using debit or bank account plus taxes and fees, 45% off 2 lines versus AT&T Starter and Verizon Welcome. Plan benefits vary. Free phones up to $300 off with 24 monthly bill credits and qualifying new line for well-qualified customers plus tax and $35 device connection charge. Contact us before canceling entire account to continue remaining bill credits. Bill credits end if you pay off device early. See details at T-Mobile.com.
Learn Roc is the way to go. Call 977-1900.
Portions of the following program were pre-recorded.
Broadcasting from the Rappy Law Group Studios. This is KGME Phoenix, KESC HD3 Phoenix. Listen on the free iHeartRadio app, the exclusive audio home of NBC's coverage of the 2024 Paris Olympics.
NBA Summer League for the Suns starts Saturday against the Warriors. Draft picks Ryan Dunn and Oso Ighodaro are among those on the roster. Devin Booker at 9 for Team USA in yesterday's exhibition win over Team Canada. Kevin Durant sat with a mild calf injury. They're heading to Abu Dhabi in the United Arab Emirates for Monday's contest against Australia. The Mercury headed to tomorrow's road clash with Caitlin Clark in Indiana on a 3-game winning streak. And the Diamondbacks take on the Braves one more time. Brandon Pfaadt gets the start. The team intends to option pitcher Slade Ciccone following an even performance. Frank Garrity on first. 2-10, available everywhere on the free iHeartRadio app.
Now your chance to win $1,000. Just enter the nationwide keyword money at FoxSports910.com. That's money at FoxSports910.com.
This is the Parker & Sons Weather Center. For all your AC, plumbing, and electric needs, call Parker.
For tonight, look for partly cloudy skies. Temperatures right around 91. And then for your Friday, another hot day on tap, topping out close to 115 degrees before we see a chance of storms as we head into the weekend. For the Fox 10 weather experts, I'm Ty Brennan.
This report is sponsored by Desert Diamond West Valley. The Valley's newest place to work is filled with exciting career opportunities. It's Desert Diamond White Tanks at San Lucie, opening in late 2024 and hiring right now. Visit ddcaz.com for more information. That's ddcaz.com to learn more.
Roc and Manuch with Jimmy B is sponsored by On Air Sports Marketing. Time to talk about the business side of sports. Leading expert in the business of sports. Author of the new bestseller, The Sport Business Handbook. Host of Power of Sports and architect of over 100 deals worth billions in sports. The sports professor, Rick Horrow. Your life's Roc and Manuch on Fox Sports 910.
Hey, Rick, is it true that you helped negotiate the $76 billion deal with the NBA, with Disney, NBC, and Amazon? There's a truth to that? You negotiated that deal? No? Bummer.
Well, there are two levels of that. First, the truth, which is no, and second is what I should be able to get away with saying, which is yes. I mean, I always love the idea of living on the edge. No, I love what the NBA has done. I'm a student of these deals, and more power to them. It's just with all of the concern about regional carriage and local teams, it's good to see a positive deal as it moves forward.
Rick, my follow-up to that is I thought I saw something that said that TNT can still make a bid and eliminate Amazon, or is this deal done and TNT will be officially out?
Well, the fine print is open to interpretation, and I don't really know whether the clause will allow them firmly to do that. Whatever happens will happen fairly quickly. I know that there are press conferences scheduled next week at the NBA Summer League a few times. I'll be up in Vegas to give a presentation or two to a whole bunch of sports business folks, and they're kind of waiting to finalize things around that group of events when owners and teams and scouts and everybody are there. But the deal ought to happen real quick, because when you think about it, the NBA season's only 2.5 months away.
Mm-hmm. How does the WNBA fit in this? Are we going to get that on are we going to get that on ESPN and NBC?
Yeah. No, the WNBA has separate negotiations for the most part.
Okay.
But yet, for the first time, they're throwing in some of the assets that the NBA can deliver. So short answer is, look for a WNBA deal to be much bigger and different in years ahead as well.
Rick Horrow joining us here, the sports professor. I saw one of your podcasts recently where you discussed the All-Star game being in Dallas in the Metroplex, and you threw out a number that said something along the lines that they are expecting economically to make more money than any city that's ever hosted this. What is it that makes the Metroplex so special when it comes to big time events?
They know how to put on before events and after events. They're sports authority, and there's been some relationship between guys who are now in Phoenix and guys who were in Arlington. So, Visit Phoenix guys, for example. So the idea is about a $91 million overall direct impact, and even more indirectly. They've been on a roll. They're going to have Final Four. They're going to have a number of other events. Not that your area hasn't, but remember, Globe Life has been big. Even remember when they had the Dodgers and Rays in the World Series that nobody went to.
What's your thoughts, staying on this topic, in regards to hosting big-time events, 2026 Division II, Division III basketball, NIT, Final Four, and Indianapolis? Are they a city that is just perfect for hosting big-time events when it comes to college basketball?
Yeah, I mean, they are as big as they get from when, the NCAA moved their headquarters from Shawnee Mission, Kansas to Indy. So you would expect them to have a lion's share of events. HKS designed the Lucas Oil Stadium basically as a huge field house. We understand what it means to put a Final Four event in a large facility like State Farm Stadium, but it's a little bit different when you design it almost kind of like a basketball facility out, and that's what Indy looks like. So, they're going to be looking at a lot of basketball in the future over a lot of different kind of platforms and events.
Rick, I'm sure you probably saw this. This came out late this morning. The court ruling seeks to test and to decide if athletes are employees in college, according to a federal wage and hours for a U.S. appeals court that ruled today in reference to, depending on how much they are playing or under the guise, could be employees of the college. Just want to get your thoughts and to see if this goes any higher. How high will this have to go before an actual decision is made if college athletes are actual employees of colleges?
Well, it may go up to the top Court of Appeals in the United States, which are the Federal Court of Appeals, right before the Supreme Court. And everybody predicted that if this was going to be resolved at the courts, you could have mass chaos. This would be defined as mass chaos, where, you have somebody that used to be called a scholar athlete because you get scholarships. Then you're calling a student athlete. Now you call him an employee, and it has profound implications on wage laws, on who's hired, on how you can fire somebody. So sometimes you just, get to be very careful what you wish for.
Well, on top of that, you imagine having to get HR involved with all this stuff. I mean, you're thinking of, I can let this kid go, that could go. The manipulation, I think, Rick, what I hear you talking about, reference to how they handle it. I mean, if this goes in favor and the NCAA gets shot down, how do you control that? Is there per conference? Does the NCAA have to abide by it, or is it going to be a school-by-school scenario?
Well, it better not be a school-by-school scenario, although, unless there are firm guidelines from the court, it's going to default to that. The NCAA, remember, 3 years ago, when then President Emmert said, yeah, we're going to let college athletes get paid. We're going to give you a memo a year and a half from now, at least, or at most, and telling you exactly how to do it. Well, they forgot to send us that memo. It was crickets, and you've seen what's happened.
Rick Horrell's our guest on the Right Toyota guest line. I have a question on the Olympics. I love the Olympics when they come around. It's always great entertainment. But once again, Rick, they're going to be now in France, so the time zone difference is going to be, at least for me, it seems like a problem. Is the Olympics going to have a major television impact in the United States this summer or not?
Well, you better talk to the NBC Peacock guys, because you look at all the promotion they've been doing for now about 5 months heading into this.
Yeah.
And it will be kind of the standard issues relative to 5 hours in advance where everybody kind of knows results. and you save a primetime packet, even though Peacock may have shown it earlier and the internet will allow you to have it, always a negative. There's people who want to watch this stuff prime time. I'll be there for 10 days in the middle of it. I can't wait. The one thing that's interesting is that, after Olympics go to Japan and France and London years ago, it'll be refreshing to know that the 28 Olympics are in our time zones, in your time zone specifically, and it'll be really means prime time in the United States. But until then, it's an adjustment that everybody is prepared to make.
So I think I know what the answer to this is going to be. I'm assuming you're going to be at the Open for a few days at the British Open, and then you're just going to jump on a train, and then you're going to be at the Olympics. Is that probably the plan for the sports professor?
Well, yeah, but you're missing 7 days of golf in Dublin between that. You got the outside of the sandwich and the inside of the sandwich, but you don't have the sandwich.
I don't know why you won't hire me and be your I don't know, carry your bag, your valet, you're a special assistant, and go on these trips.
His intern.
Well, let me tell you something. You and I can talk sports, but we do that every week anyway. And I will look candidly at people that are much better looking than you are.
Wow. The face for radio, right?
Carries everywhere, Rock.
Oh. Are we going to catch up with you before you leave next week? Or are you
Oh, yeah.
Okay, good.
Yeah.
Okay.
No, I'll be around next week.
Okay.
And then I'm going to Boston for a couple of days of golf and then flying from Boston to Dublin. So we'll talk next week.
All right. Thank you, Rick. Appreciate
it. Figure out a week to ask, spend the week to ask better questions, because this is not going to be like last week is fine, this week is acceptable, but you better come harder next week.
All right, I will. Manuch is off next week, so I'll be driving. I'll be driving. Yeah, exactly.
I'll talk more, Rick. That'll be the difference.
What will they do without me, Rick?
Don't drive that bus. Don't drive that bus into a ditch, man.
I know. Thank you, buddy. That's Rick Coro, the sports professor. Follow him on Twitter and X at CoroSports.com. Yeah, the Open.
Yeah.
14th to the 21st, Royal Troon.
Did you watch any of the Scottish Open today at all?
No, I work for a living during the day.
Who would watch the Scottish Open?
Me.
All the days?
I watched him retire.
That's right. I forget.
Because I was preparing for the show. So I had the laptop.
Prepare?
I had the laptop open, and I was watching the golf. It was a very nice combination for me.
So who's leader in the clubhouse right now?
At the time when I left the house, it was Justin Thomas. When I left, he was -8, I believe. But I don't know. I haven't seen the latest update. They were still playing because I had to come here to work.
Jimmy shot a 62 today.
Woo!
-8.
Okay.
And then it was a Sung Jae
Im.
Then a couple other guys I don't know how to pronounce.
Okay.
But, yeah. I mean, you look at this leaderboard. All right. Open up. You know how to do this? So just log on and go leaderboard. Go. You put Scottish Open leaderboard.
Okay.
And I want you to pronounce
the
number 2, the number 3, tied for 3. I want you to announce I want you to announce all the guys that are tied for 3rd.
All the guys that are tied for 3rd.
There's a lot of them.
Oh, and there are. Okay. Let me
go ahead.
English class.
Just a second here, because I don't have
internet.
I have it. I don't have their first name, so I may not know them.
Will you help him?
Yeah,
Jack,
Jimmy, come walk over
I
here.
have I have H.T. Lee, I have M. Kiefer, I have D. Thompson, I have
Jimmy, come over here. I got
L. Oberg. See, I don't. I just have that.
You got dial up.
Here you
Come
go.
over here.
Here you go, Jimmy. Come on, walk over here.
Jeez
'Cause
Louise.
the first names are tough.
Well, okay.
All right, so who's first?
Right now, Justin Thomas.
Okay, who's second?
Sunjay Im.
Okay, who's
Maximilian Kiefer. Haotong Lee. Thomas Dietrich. Ludwig Oberg.
Say this
Justin Lower.
Who's tied for 8? The couple of guys tied for 8.
Ugo Kossord and Davis Thompson. Then you have Yannick Paul. I can do Dan.
All right, we're good. All right,
okay, I was just
all the other ones get easier.
Baby Jimmy.
See, so I did bring something to the show today.
But we had to set you up.
Well,
break.
That's every day.
Oh, man. What do we got next? What's going on
I
next?
just ran it off the rails.
Jeez. We'll continue. It's Rock and Manuch with Jimmy B. Fox for Twin Peaks.
Valley Traffic. Clear from the Valley Toyota Dealers Traffic Center.
202 South Mountain Freeway, southbound, approaching Buckeye Road. We have an accident blocking the right lane. We got a semi-truck involved. State Route 51 southbound. This is near Thomas Road. Have an accident off right.
This report is sponsored by your Valley Toyota dealers. Summer's a great time to get a new Toyota. Choose from best-selling models like RAV4, Highlander, Tundra, and Tacoma, or check out the all-new 2025 Camry. Visit any one of the 10 Valley Toyota dealers or valleytoyotadealers.com today.
Arena Sports Grill in Scottsdale on Bell Road is your home for billiards, poker, and trivia. And now, the Roc and Manuch Amber by Huss Brewing. Stop by today and experience top sports viewing, off-track betting, daily specials, and ice-cold Roc and Manuch Amber drafts. Arena Sports Grill.
In the fast lane of life, your fuel should keep up. Time to check out G2G protein bars, your ultimate grab-and-go meal replacement. Whether it's a workday, gym session, or navigating daily chaos, G2G has got you covered. Find them now at your local Costco in the refrigerated section, or explore all 8 fantastic flavors at G2GBar.com. Great tasting and packed with protein, so keep pace with life in the fast lane with G2G protein bars.
Hey, it's Rock for Wright Toyota. If you're in the market for a new or pre-owned vehicle, check out Wright Toyota and WrightToyota.com. We broadcast there every Friday from 1 to 4, so stop by, say hello. Right on the price, right on the selection, WrightToyota.com.
Get ready for double the fun on the 101. Introducing the Salt River Rewards Program at Casino Arizona and Talking Stick Resort, the Valley's newest and best. With multiple tiers and endless benefits, we've got something for everyone. Don't miss out on the excitement. Salt River Rewards, the Valley's premier player rewards program, now at Casino Arizona and Talking Stick Resort. 2 properties, 1 amazing club, offering limitless fun on the 101. Discover the best in the Valley at saltriverrewards.com.
Ugh. Kitchen ants, runaway roaches, a spider. Relax. Just use Zevo. Zevo bug sprays use essential oils to eliminate those pests and up to 20 household insects. Plus, Zevo is safe for use around people and pets when used as directed. Just spritz the bugs and wipe them away. Zevo, people friendly, bug deadly.
Check out what DraftKings has to offer this season with code SPORTS, because life's more fun when you're in on the action. DraftKings, the crown is yours. Gambling problem? Call 1-800-GAMBLER. Age and eligibility restrictions apply. Void where prohibited. See DraftKings.com for details.
It's a Twin Peaks Thursday. Back to Rock and Manuch with Jimmy B. Broadcasting live from one of the 5 Valley Twin Peaks on Fox Sports 910 and the iHeartRadio app.
We're live. Powerballs are in 15 minutes. Talk some Cardinal football. Well, in a major leap towards college athletes becoming employees, today in Philadelphia, the federal court ruled against the NCAA's motion to dismiss Johnson versus NCAA, which effectively rejects the NCAA's long-time amateurism stand. So this doesn't mean yet that athletes are going to be employees or their schools, but it's a huge step, I think, in the direction of where we're going. And I believe that, that is going to be the case where we will see college athletes as employees. And they already are if they're getting paid from these collectives.
But the collectives are coming from outside sources where if you're going to be an employee, that's part of that budget with the college campuses right there. So if they're going to be employees, they'll budget. The football guys get this, basketball gets it. That'll be part of their budget to go ahead and fund it, which with the scholarships are to a point, but all that collective money, NIL money, is above and beyond to add to the coffers. My question will be this.
I don't know if that's the case, Manuch, because you have administrators in college athletics that are actively trying to get NIL money into their programs to pay these kids. So if the administrators are facilitating the dollars, then it's coming from the administrators that are paid by the colleges. So they are essentially paying their athletes.
Well, that's what I'm saying. I said
no, that's not what you said. You said it's coming from an outside
No.
source.
What I said is you'll have a budget, which will go to all the employees, right? Now,
who's putting this budget together?
Well, the college,
okay,
they got a budget to pay their employees, right?
Yes.
So the athletes will also be part of that budget.
Got it.
Yeah.
Okay.
So what I'm saying is the outside collective NIL will add to that. It will be responsible to go, okay, we can only do so much from the outside sources. They are now, if the higher court ruling, and this could go to the Supreme Court, guys. If the district group, the judge below them, it could be the Ninth Circuit, I believe, right below the Supreme Court says, you know what? Colleges, yes, we deem the hours they put in, the practicing and all the above is just as much as the regular employees on campus. You will have to budget for those athletes as part of your budget. Now, anything you collect outside of that, that's all well and good.
So what about the kids that go to school that have work study programs where they're getting paid to be there?
Well, that's part of the scholarship format. I mean,
Okay,
that's
so that would be similar to what these college athletes are getting, right?
Yes, exactly. So
if a kid is working, say, 20 hours a week, making $20 an hour,
Sure.
that should be the same for the college athlete?
Well, it might
Would
be.
you be in favor of that or not in favor of that, or do you think they should get more?
Here's the thing. There's no guidelines. It's kind of out there.
Well, they're trying to build guidelines.
They
That's
are.
why they're
I think what
doing
they're going to do is if they put everybody, let's say the normal administrator, normal teacher, whoever works on campus is a 40-hour week. Are they going to put the athletes on a 40-hour week? Well, they'll go, okay, how many hours at practice are you? Are you prepping? Are you going to school? All the above. Now, if 40 is the guideline that they have, then that's what they'll have to. And if the NIL collective add more to that to certain players, or even more so, here's the windfall. Here's the windfall. If the athletes are employees, plus they're getting NIL money or collective, man, talk about a windfall. They're getting a double whammy on top of that. Or does all that NIL money come back to the budget, Rock, to filter in back to that campus, and they just pay them a flat rate?
The thing is, you have nearly 200,000 student athletes that are competing nearly 6,700 Division I teams.
Yeah.
So if
that's about
you
right.
came out and you said, "All right, we're going to give everybody $10,000 a year," so that kid that's on the crew team is getting $10,000. So is the guy that's playing quarterback is getting $10,000, and then that quarterback is getting outside collective money.
There you go.
That's what it.
So that would appease the crew kid, right?
Yes.
And the tennis player,
Yes.
and
the golfer,
and the girls too, and
Yeah.
all that Title
Sure.
IX. And
Sure. Yeah.
Does Title IX go away if they're all getting paid the same and it's equal?
Well, it'll never go away. Just going to make sure that to that point that they are getting treated fairly or paid fairly. So that can't be a side.
But
Women's sports can't be a
if
side.
the women's basketball player is making the same as the men's basketball player, what do you need Title IX for?
Well, they would keep it just to make sure that nobody can't, misconstrue that and go, okay, we're going to pay the boys $12,000 a year and the girls 10. That Title IX is like a safeguard. It's like an insurance policy.
It is, and they could also probably at that time figure out a way to eliminate some women's sports as well, because they could say, "Hey, we can't do it, so we're going to have to
Because
they become club sports."
Yes.
Well, because of if you're going to pay everybody, there's a budget.
That's right.
Some jobs are going to be eliminated.
Eliminated. That's right.
To cover this sport.
It's a business.
It is.
And if you're looking at what sports bring in money,
sure.
So that's what we're going to be looking for is that kid. And then where does it come in for the band?
Sure.
The cheerleaders, the clubhouse guys, and
all that.
trainers and all that stuff. I mean, are they now going to start getting paid?
So
where's this money going to come from?
Well, again, it's whatever.
Not enough TV dollars to pay for all this.
Well, that's why the NCAA wanted to keep this separate. Now, district judges said no, because what he's probably looked at is hours spent on campus, hours. And you bring up a good point. What about the band members? What about the cheerleaders?
Right.
Do you put them all in the same boat?
The trainers?
How do you separate athletes from the band? Or they put as many hours as anybody else.
If not more.
How about the debate team?
How about the managers?
How about, so anybody that's in athletics or extracurricular activities, do you incorporate them as employees? And if you're a student, you want to go work on campus, and you got a part-time job working for the campus, for the college,
yeah,
well, how does that constitute you? If that football player is making $20 an hour and I'm working part-time, what's my fee? $10 an hour? So, I mean, it'd be hard to just put everybody in the same boat. And then how do you dole out what's fair and what's not fair? Professors are making, let's say, $125,000 a year. What's a football player making? 20? And on top of that, with this salary, you also cover their scholarship, their meals, books, fees, tuition. Is that part of it? So this thing could be an absolute mess.
It is already a mess.
I mean, here in Rick
it's just going to get worse.
Yeah, I agree with that.
And I think what it's going to do, it's going to really hurt student athletes and just sports in general, where you're just going to play sports in high school and then you graduate and there aren't going to be places to play at the next level.
And that's true. And
women's tennis, it's out the door.
Yep.
Swimming,
sports like that,
track and field.
Here's the other thing you forget about, talking about budget. So you're going to be an employee, you got to be covered with insurance, disability. Do they have a 401k?
401k plan.
I mean, so there's all that you got to factor into. So we used to figure, when I was hiring at Motorola, if a guy made $45,000 a year, you add his benefits on top of it, it's about $75,000 a year when you add all the benefits on top, if you gross it up. So you got a kid on campus making $25,000 a year. That's probably about $50,000 a year towards the budget. I'm sorry if I got my HR hat on, because I'm thinking of it as a realm of where's this money going to come from? And to your point, you cut some of the athletics,
cut sports
in order to cover the majors.
I think you're going to have to.
You may have to.
I got to tell you, if these athletic directors and these administrators in college athletics, I give them a lot of credit, because what they are going down this hole, that I think it's just going to be horrible. I mean, I can see why we see coaches that want to get out of college and they want to get into pro because they don't have to deal with this. And these college athletes, they're here for a couple of years. Sure. They're going to try to make as much money as they can.
Absolutely.
I mean, we all already hate the transfer portal.
Yeah.
A kid doesn't like it, but but all right. So what can happen now if you're an employee and you screw up? You get you get in trouble at a bar or whatever. Sure. Can you fire him?
Well,
and then you're fired, and then
right.
you lose your money, your NIL money. I mean, how does that?
I'll just give you an example.
An attorney. If you want to be an attorney right now,
let me cover this real quick. Real quick. How many? It's typically for a lot of employees, they give somebody it could be 3 chances. You got to write them up. You got to warn them. Blah blah blah.
Sure.
Next one, write them up. So it depends if it's a
how it's subordinate.
Yeah, exactly. So there's all that, or if it's a zero tolerance, they understand. It depends on the college.
The college needs to do that right away. It's to say zero tolerance.
Okay, so if this was the case, then Ollie Watson, the running back who is a star for Oklahoma State,
Ollie Gordon,
thank you, with got the DUI, he would be out.
Cut him.
Sure. He's gone. Just like
and
that,
I think we need to see some schools start precedents by doing that, so it's not getting taken advantage. I don't know. It sucks.
A mess. Right now.
We're going to talk some NFL football. Arizona Cardinals. Howard Balzer is next. It's Fox Sports 910.
More sports, more Jody. The Drive with Jody Ayler. Now in mornings 6 to 10 on Fox Sports 910.
This is what's trending on Fox Sports 910 Phoenix.
Backs take on the Braves tonight with Brandon Pfaadt on the bump. Pitcher Miguel Castro is reinstated from the 15-day injured list, and pitcher Slade Ciccone was optioned to AAA Reno. NBA Summer League gets rolling for the Suns Saturday against the Warriors. Ryan Dunn and Oso Ighodaro, the 2 draft picks among those on the roster. Devin Booker had 9 for Team USA in yesterday's exhibition win over Team Canada. Kevin Durant sat out. They're heading to Abu Dhabi in the United Arab Emirates for Monday's game with Australia. And the Mercury head into tomorrow's road clash against Caitlin Clark and the Fever with a 3-game winning streak. I'm Frank Garrity on Fox Sports 910, available everywhere on the free iHeartRadio app.
This is the Parker & Sons Weather Center. For all your AC, plumbing, and electric needs, call Parker.
For tonight, look for partly cloudy skies. Temperatures right around 91. And then for your Friday, another hot day on tap, topping out close to 115 degrees before we see a chance of storms as we head into the weekend. For the Fox 10 weather experts, I'm Ty Brennan.
This report is sponsored by Desert Diamond West Valley. The Valley's newest place to work is filled with exciting career opportunities. It's Desert Diamond White Tanks at San Lucie, opening in late 2024 and hiring right now. Visit ddcaz.com for more information. That's ddcaz.com to learn more.
In the market for an electric charger for your place? Looking to upgrade your under cabinet or closet lighting? Look no further than Arizona Electrical Family. From service calls to new home installations, home remodels, and even TV mounting, we've got you covered. Visit azelectricalfamily.com or call 602-577-1392 to learn more about our comprehensive services and to schedule your free quote today. Power up with the best. Visit azelectricalfamily.com to book your free quote now. AZ Electrical Family. Quality service you can trust.
What's up, guys? Jason Payne, owner of State 48 Roofing. Monsoon season is here, which means my team and I are ready to serve you and your family. Go to state48roofing.com. Scan the QR code below. We'll see you up on your roof.
Join the team at the largest towing company in the state, All City Towing. We're hiring dispatchers, call takers, lot attendants, drivers, and customer service personnel. Enjoy benefits like the state's most advanced towing equipment, set work schedules, a healthy 401k, employer match, health benefits, employer-paid life insurance, and a monthly fuel allowance. Ready to take your career to the next level? Visit us at allcitytowing.com. All City Towing, where your future is on the move.
Hey, it's Jax, co-host of Take the Points, the only local sports gambling radio show in Arizona. Tune in every Saturday from 11 to 1, live right here from the CAZ Sportsbook in Casino, Arizona. Let's cash some tickets.
There's something that binds us all, the constant hunger to improve, the obsession with every detail, and the reward of a custom fitting taking your game to a whole new level. We're all bound by two words said by golfers worldwide. Schedule your fitting at Vans Golf Shops. Find your local store at worldwidegolf.com. Get there.
A small commitment at least one day a week helps reduce ground-level ozone pollution and helps us all breathe easier. Avoid idling, turn off your engine when waiting in pickup lines and drive-thrus. Commit to one day and help keep ozone away. Visit maricopa.gov/AQ to learn how you can help.
This is Protection. Yep, Protection. The everyday skin protection ritual that protects your skin from mosquitoes. Prevention is the best protection. Off the #1 dermatologist recommended repellent brand, SC Johnson.
Sarah Spain for iHeart Women's Sports, presented by Elf Beauty. Asia Wilson, a national champion with the South Carolina Gamecocks and a two-time WNBA champion with the Las Vegas Aces,
he's ready.
Has another item to add to her long list of career accomplishments. On Wednesday, she was announced as the WNBA cover athlete of the NBA 2K25 video game. Wilson will also appear alongside Jason Tatum for the first ever Dual League cover. For more women's sports stories, subscribe to Good Game with Sarah Spain on iHeart Podcasts.
When it comes to women in sports, Elf Beauty is all about leveling the playing field. The same goes for the boardroom, where Elf is one of only 4 publicly traded U.S. companies with a board that's 2/3 women and 1/3 diverse. Learn more at elfbeauty.com.
You're live.
This on Fox Sports 910. Talk some football, of course, part of Cards Wire at USA Today. All right, one of the big stories, Howard, that's kind of crawling all over the internet is Pro Football Network saying Kyler Murray, one of the most overrated players in the NFL, and he is for the Cardinals at least. They have him as the one overrated player. Do you see why some may say that, or do you think there's no case for that?
Well, I guess I don't know if overrated is the right word, because where do people rate him? I mean, I've seen a lot of ratings from anywhere from top 10 to top 15. So is that overrated? I wouldn't call that overrated. I saw one story that says he's overrated because he hasn't, been healthy, which obviously is a fact and is a big part of it. But does that mean you're overrated in terms of your ability? I don't know. One thing I think, guys, at this time of the year, I think some of these websites that cover the NFL should probably just go dark for a month.
Take vacations,
Because
right?
all they do is come up with these crazy lists, this top 10 and that one and this one and that one. And people, just throw out their opinions, and, they're entitled to their opinion. But, I think, what Kyler Murray has shown, obviously, when he has been healthy and when he has had, solid talent around him, he's shown himself to be a very good quarterback. So I don't know what overrated means, though, because I don't see anybody calling him one of the best in the NFL. So I think what people are saying about him, for the most part, are in the ballpark and are accurate. But everyone has to tie certain words to it. Who's the most overrated? Who's the most underrated? Who's the rising candidate? I mean, heck, NFL.com had a story a couple weeks ago that said he's a dark horse for MVP. So, everybody's got their opinion, and it's just all out there, and it makes us all talk about it, which we probably shouldn't very much.
So could you make a case that you could say, rephrase and say, in the last 3 years, Kyler Murray's been the most, it's been the biggest disappointment for the Cardinals? Biggest disappointment.
Well, yeah, he has been. It has been disappointing, but the whole team has been disappointing, and that's really, I always look at it that way in terms of the whole team. I mean, there's not that many quarterbacks that play really good football when the team around them isn't very good for whatever reason, whether it's talent, whether it's injuries, whatever it might be. And yeah, there's no doubt that. I mean, I don't even know how you can rate last year in terms of disappointing, because no one knew what the heck to expect. And I would argue that last year wasn't disappointing at all. That he showed everybody that, hey, he can play with this system, and it injects some hope for this year. Obviously, the previous season was very disappointing for the whole team, and it's all not just on the quarterback. But I realize that everybody always has to usually points the finger at the quarterback, and that's just the way it is. That's the way it is. But I've always thought that was, somewhat unfair. And so the whole team, obviously, you win 8 games in the last 2 seasons. That's incredibly disappointing for the entire franchise and the entire team.
So how much of a make or break year is this for Kyler Murray this year then, Howard?
I think it is a key year. I think he has to continue showing what he did at the end of last season. Some pieces obviously have been added, to the offense with the selection of Marvin Harrison Jr. Certainly, you sit there and you go, yeah, you just hope that he can contribute in his rookie year like he's capable of. And so it is important. I think it is important for him to pick up where he left off and to continue to improve, from that. And the football they played at the end of the season without a Marvin Harrison Jr. was, I think pretty darn, I'm not going to overstate it, but I think was pretty good. And so now he has to move, show continued growth from there, whether it's make or break. I mean, who's to say? But yeah, I do think it is a key season for him and this team to show the improvement that many think they're capable of.
And don't you think, too, Howard, watching everything on paper, this team on paper, that he doesn't have to be the hero every game. He can go ahead and hand it off and pass it off. I mean, he can. Not that he's going to gear down a little bit, but he can be more guys can be more accountable around him. He doesn't have to be that world beater every single play.
No, it's a great point. And I think that, he really likes this offense and the fact that they are committed to run the football and all that. And they have James Conner and, added a solid guy behind him in the draft and in Trey Benson. And, another thing about the last part of last year, maybe one of the best things that happened to the Cardinals last year was Zach Ertz getting hurt because that created the opportunity for Trey McBride to have a tremendous impact on this team in the second half of the season. And now you couple him with Harrison and Michael Wilson and, and Greg Dortch and those guys. And there's some real, some real hope there. And I think you're exactly right. He doesn't have to do it all. Obviously, he touches, the quarterback's a guy who touches the ball on every play. And he has the ability to throw. He has the ability to run. But the team has the ability to run it also and have, good balance in the offense. So that's going to be the thing that's, so interesting to watch in a season where, they've got a lot of tough teams, obviously, on the schedule.
Is the offense pretty well set? Are you comfortable with the way the offense is built? And is it the defense that still needs a lot of work?
I You can always get better, but I do like what this team looks like on the field on offense. Certainly, a lot depends on who's going to be the left guard and how consistent and stable the offensive line is, which was a big part of last year. Looking better than some people thought because they had a lot of stability on the offensive line. So yeah, I think they are where they are right now. Defense. There is a lot to prove there. They've added young players in the draft. They have 2 guys coming back who last year got off to slow starts that were drafted high because of injuries with B.J. Ojolari and Garrett Williams, and I think those are key guys for this season. You look at what they've added in free agency on the defensive line and at linebacker with a guy like Mac Wilson. Maybe the big question right now is at cornerback, where there's a lot of young guys there, and that's going to be a key for how this defense plays. But with some of the guys that they've added, like I said, on the line and a linebacker, this defense should be better. And the other thing, guys, though, is guess what? When you're playing consistent offense and your offense is moving the ball, getting first downs and gaining yards, scoring points, that's good for the defense because it keeps them off the field and doesn't put them out there in challenging situations a lot of times. So I think the way this team looks, on both sides of the ball, that should get them improved enough to at least, be no worse than a 500 team.
Okay, so we're less than 2 weeks away from the opening of training camp. You say all that, you throw that in the blender. So does Jonathan Gannon have a particular game plan for this training camp?
Well, yeah, I think the game plan is just, to take everything that they believe they've accomplished in the off season, and he's talked about it, saying, how I think we've gotten better. I believe we've gotten smarter, and I like the direction this team is going in. Of course, that's all done not in pads. Now you got to get out there in pads and get it done, and just continue to improve on a daily basis, and that's his plan. I mean, that's what he preaches day after day. The one thing about Gannon is that his message does not change on a daily basis. It's all about getting better every day and working at that. He likes the makeup of his team with the way they work and with the way they compete, and that they're team first guys. And I think that, he's very positive about that. Now those guys got to go out there in the field and show they can do it when the season starts on a consistent basis.
Howard Balzer's our guest on the Wright Toyota guest line. All right, Howard. So now with just a couple of weeks, what are guys doing right now? Are they working out on their own to try to be totally ready when camp begins? Or do they still kind of do downtime so that they're totally relaxed when camp begins?
Well, I don't know, totally relaxed. I mean, there's always going to be some downtime, but from everything I've seen and heard, no one stops working out. We talked to Dennis Gardeck yesterday, and he talked about he works at another facility in town, but other players are there. They're doing their daily workouts. They realize how important it is. You can't relax too much in this downtime because, you hit the ground running when camp starts, and you better not be in that, in that place where all of a sudden you need a certain amount of time just to catch up. So I do believe that, and we've talked to, 1 or 2 guys every week, except for the holiday week, during the season. And, some of them are there working out in the facility. Some are working out somewhere else. And so, they have that, they certainly look to have that work ethic that they know that even though this is downtime to a degree, that you still have to keep working at your craft and still keep working to get in shape. And I know Kyler Murray's gotten together with some guys still, throwing the ball, during this time. And so, that's it's the one thing that I think we all gathered to cover the team. There's just a certain vibe about the way they work and the way they go at it. And this is a team that certainly looks like a team that obviously cares about the team, cares about each other, and wants to do everything they can, to turn this thing around and get it to be a winning organization.
Thank you as always, Howard. Have a good week. Thanks for the time.
All right, guys. Take care.
That's Howard Balzer. You can check him out. USA Today, as he's part of the Cards Wire, and always at H Balzer 721. As he's brought to you today by Twin Peaks, and we're finishing up here at the Tempe location. Next week, the 15th through the 18th, it's Bikini Week costume party at all 5 Valley Twin Peaks locations, as they'll have specials all week, including their 29-degree drafts to keep you cool. They got the refreshing cocktails, cheap shots. So bring the crew and beat the heat here at Twin Peaks. Kind of interesting watching the Phillies and Dodgers on. We all love the Dodgers, right? And Ohtani was up with bases loaded with one out, and Nola struck him out. He is has not had success at Citizens Bank there as Phillies are up 2-0 in the bottom of the second.
I missed who went yard, but I saw it. But as he was rounding the bases for the Phillies, it was a shot to right field.
So they're up 2-0.
2-0.
Phillies or Roc and Manuch continues here on Fox Sports 910.
Does your standard amount of bucks not cut it? Time to line your pockets with bonus bucks.
Fat stacks of cash.
Be listening every weekday for your chance to win $1,000.
Oh my God!
Sponsored by Lerner and Rowe Injury Attorneys.
Hey, Arizona, it's your local accident attorney, Kevin Rowe. Results matter, so we want to help you win $1,000. Powered by Lerner and Rowe Accident Attorneys, where we treat you like family. In a wreck, need a check? Call Lerner and Rowe today at 977-1900.
Valley traffic from the Valley Toyota Dealers Traffic Center.
202 South Mountain Freeway, southbound approaching Buckeye Road. The right lane is blocked by an accident. Stop traffic from I-10. State Route 51 southbound near Thomas. We got a crash off right. 101 westbound approaching State Route 51. Have an accident.
This report is sponsored by Superstar Car Wash.
Unbelievable savings at Superstar Car Wash. Lock in unlimited car washes for just $15 a month with our clean plan. Available at any of our 49 Arizona locations or online. Visit superstarcarwash.com for details. Terms and conditions apply.
Do you ever have a case of the Mondays?
You won't if you tune in to Roc and Manuch with Jimmy B from 1 till 4 as they broadcast live from the CAZ Sportsbook at the CAZ Sports Bar. That's every Monday from Casino, Arizona.
Life's a sprint, and you need a quick pick-me-up. Meet G2G Protein Bars, the ultimate grab-and-go meal replacement. Whether you're hustling in the office, enjoying a day on the links, or conquering the daily grind, G2G is your perfect fuel. Score an 8-pack at your local Costco's refrigerated section, or explore amazing flavors at G2GBar.com. Quick, delicious, and power-packed. G2G Protein Bars, setting the pace for your energetic lifestyle.
Attention drivers, stay alert, Arizona. All City Towing, Arizona's largest towing storage services contractor, supports the move over law. If you see emergency lights, move over and slow down. Let's keep our roads safe for everyone. Sponsored by All City Towing.
Hey, sports fans, celebrate every big game with El Bandito Yankee, an ultra-premium tequila made from 100% Blue Weber agave in the highlands of Jalisco. Their certified additive-free Blanco and Reposado feature a unique oxygenation process for a rich smoothness without that tequila burn. That's why they've won platinum and gold medals and are now listed as one of the world's top tequilas by Rolling Stone.
From last night?
Local store, favorite bar, or restaurant, and enjoy. Go to elbanditoyankee.com and break out the Bandito with the official tequila of game day.
What's that sound? That's the sound of Downy Unstoppable scent beads going into your washing machine and giving your clothes freshness that lasts all day long. There it is again. It's like music to your ears, or more like music to your nose. That freshness is irresistible. Let's get a Downy Unstoppables bottle shake. And now a sniff solo. Nice. Get 6 times longer lasting freshness plus odor protection with Downy Unstoppables in wash scent beads.
Prescriptions require an online consultation with a healthcare provider who will determine if appropriate. Restrictions apply. See website for details and important safety information. Subscription required. Price varies based on product and subscription plan.
Hey guys, did you know there's a generic form of Viagra that works just the same, but is 95% cheaper? And you can get it online? Go to hims.com/joy. Through HIMS, you'll get a free medical consultation, discreet shipping if prescribed, and the process is 100% online. To start your free online visit, go to hims.com/joy. That's HIMS.com/JOY.
It's the Lerner and Rowe. One call, that's all. Call of the day. If you're looking for a full-service law firm, just make one call. That's all. 602-977-1900. Lerner and Rowe, voted Arizona's best law firm.
2 to Kelly. Popped it up. Martinez under it. And the Diamondbacks have their 15th comeback win this year.
Welcome back. Roc and Manuch with Jimmy B. Hey, Roc, how are you?
I'm doing fine, man. I'm just trying to get some work done here so we can get paid. What's on tap? D-backs, Braves tonight, 6:40, as they hope to even up the series, which would be nice if they could take 2 from Atlanta. And then you got Toronto in for 3. So that should be a lot of fun as we are finishing up out here at Twin Peaks in Tempe. As I mentioned, going to break, the bikini contest next week, or they all in bikinis, which I think is amazing. I'm glad here we are in 2024 that we're allowed to still do that.
Why, you don't think all you got to do is go to the beach?
Well, there's a lot of places that are shutting down a lot of that kind of stuff. You know what I'm talking about?
It's like, come on.
Scantily clad young women walking around or what have you. That
works
type of
for
thing.
me.
You know, that with all that. Hey, folks, our State 40 Rook and get your call question of the day, which you can still go to @Roc and Manuch on Twitter and vote. With the MLB trade deadline less than 3 weeks away, what would you prefer D-backs GM Mike Hazen do to trade for? Would it be another pitcher or another hitter? Again, go to @Roc and Manuch on Twitter. Currently, another pitcher at 63.6% or another hitter 36.4%. I think a lot of it will depend. I think he's going to go for pitcher no matter what.
I went pitcher just because you don't really know what you have.
Well, and with Erod and Kelly and Montgomery should be back shortly after the All-Star break. Kelly and Erod having bullpen sessions as the weeks go on, which is encouraging to hear.
It's encouraging, but whoop-de-doo. Yeah. I mean, they're pitching in a freaking bullpen.
Well, and here's the thing: they'll make sure that they're ready. They might. I don't know if they'll send them down to Reno for a start or any kind of rehab. But I think that the key of them when they come back, can they go a full 4, 5, or 6 innings? What kind of stamina are they going to have when you bring them back? You can't just say, "Oh, you're healthy, give them the ball." I mean, it's almost like they're going through spring training all over again. I think, especially Erod. I mean, with that. But
he's been out all year.
All year, yeah.
And with hopefully, so I think with Mike Hazen, he's going to tell his doctors and trainers, look, guys, you got to be brutally honest with me. Where's Erod at? Where's Kelly at? Because it's going to determine what I need to go find or trade for with the last month and a half of the season. So if Kelly comes back in mid-August, you got 6 weeks for him. Erod, wherever he comes back, Montgomery should be back soon. Then if you got Zach Gallen, who's kind of struggled since he's been back after, 2.5 weeks, these last 2 outings. They get Font, Saccone, Nelson, and then, bullpen, who's going to be part of that bullpen that starts. He doesn't want to be having to go to his bullpen and have a starter with 4 or 5 weeks to go when you're trying to get a wild card spot. Currently, they're a game and a half behind, that being the D-backs. But there's 8 teams within 3 games that he's got to make damn sure that he's going to have all hands on deck to make that run like they did last year. They snuck in the back door last year.
A lot of teams, if they are 2 or 3 games out, there's a lot of teams battling for that spot. That's a lot of teams to get past.
We got a long way to go.
Yes, we do. We do.
But, I mean, to get those guys on a regular basis and feel good about putting them out there, Kelly or Erod in particular, that I can go put them out on the bump and hope they give me 4 versus I know they give me 5 or 6 and rely on that bullpen.
Like I said in the outset, before the season starts, San Francisco's the team to watch out for.
Mm-hmm.
And they're kind of battling the same stuff that the D-backs are with injuries. But I do believe that they're going to be there at the end. I just think they have some pitching that is a little bit better than what currently we see with the Diamondbacks. I am anxious to see what kind of moves, if any, that the Diamondbacks will make. It's interesting because how the news cycle changes. Last week, Paul Sewald was like, okay, we got to get rid of him, and then, then he has a good game and he gets the save last night. What was his 12th save or something?
12.
Like that?
12 save.
And, you're like, okay, all right, let's stick to him. And Torey Lovella even came out and said, he's our guy.
Yeah, he's getting
we're
the
going to
ball.
keep going. He's going to get the ball.
Yeah.
So I like the fact that Torey is like that and he sticks with his guys. He must get so much respect by his players.
If you look at that, you talk about San Francisco and Cincy, they're only 3 games out. So you look at 8, 9 teams. If they all end even, they look at what do you call it? Game head-to-head type of thing. So again, that interdivisional victories. They just took 2 out of 3 from the Dodgers. They took 2 out of 3 out of the Padres. It bodes well. If you slide, the main thing you want to do is focus on your division as far as winning those particular games. Because if it comes down to you got 5 teams that are tied for that 3rd spot. Okay, who beat who where And I mean, it was pretty much like that last year. So, yeah, this will be a lot of fun. But I think Mike Hazen's got to know where Kelly and Erod are going to be come here in about 2.5 weeks.
You know, and this team, it's not like they don't have money. You know, they
No,
made
they
a
don't.
lot
They
of
have
money
money.
last
Oh,
year.
yeah.
So I know we always hear, oh, you know, they're a small market team and they don't have the deep pockets, but they got themselves a little bit of extra cash last year.
Well, in Mike Hazen went on record, I think the other day, he said, hey, look, I put myself out there. Why not put myself out there even more so? He said, we're in this too deep to not, to not be buyers. And I love that attitude. Like, he knows where he's at. He sees what's going on. The Dodgers aren't going to falter. But you look at the Padres, the Giants, and now the D-bag. I love the race, but I love what Bob Nightingale said earlier. Is it mediocrity or is it parity?
Yeah.
Hey, real quick, for those of you that would love to take your kids over to University of Phoenix or State Farm Stadium to watch the Cardinals in training camp, the team announced today that they're giving away free tickets. They're available for all practices starting July 25th, and you have to have a ticket to get in, and you can watch the Kids Zone activities. They'll have a cheerleader meet and greet, hopefully some player autographs, and they'll have food and beverages and all that. So they're limited. So the reason why I bring that up, you would hate for your kid to hear about it, and then they're sold out. You can't go. So I believe Arizona Cardinals and their partner SeatGeek is where you can get the tickets.
Well,
so that's cool stuff.
It's amazing.
You're allowed to get 6 free tickets for each practice session.
Okay.
I'm going to buy a bunch and sell them. You know, once they
free,
sell out,
that sounds like
yeah,
you, Rob.
but
That sounds
free.
like
But
you.
if they sell out, you know, it's supply and demand. I'm in the business world.
Hey, I got these free tickets you can have for $5.
Oh, $25.
$25.
These games sold out. Get 6 for, why not?
Yeah. I just, you know what?
$30.
You don't think people are doing that?
I remember when it was the Commanders. Pretty sure you were charging big bucks to go watch it. Hey, tomorrow, guys, we'll be right. Toyota Sean Salisbury will be back on our
What?
docket. Yeah.
Wow.
Scott Schweitzer and Yogi Roth. Oh,
Wow.
manana.
Dude, before you leave for a week.
Absolutely, man.
You're leaving on good terms. I love it. Thanks, Twin Peaks, for having us. We'll be at Scottsdale location next Thursday. And again, you guys are going to love it next week. Just kind of giving you a tease. Manuch is on vacation.
Hallelujah. Thank you, Lord. Get a break.
No, it's us. It's us.
I know.
They're saying thank you, Lord. Thanks, Richie. See you tomorrow.
Good night.